Men are visual creatures. They're turned on by what they see. So that's why they like, you know, outfits and porn and stuff. Yeah. Women are turned on mentally. It's what you tell them.
I've heard this.
Yeah.
And
maybe that's why women like me.
Have you ever read Sex at Dawn?
It might be.
Huh?
Have you ever read Sex at Dawn?
Have I ever read Sex
Justin,
at Dawn?
please, this is the good stuff. We need to know.
Yeah, shut up, Justin. We need to know what we have to say.
Just because you got a girlfriend.
Women are turned on.
You're married!
I know. I still need to know what to say.
I'm sorry.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Free Speech Podcast. Today we're joined very start again.
Performance anxiety.
Like a performance anxiety. Welcome to the Free Speech Podcast. I'm the mad lad at Jihad. To my left is the Bajan sensation. And, wow, the reveal already. We're joined today by a very special guest, of course, Jussie Peanuts. Behind the mic, not the Narilla Gorilla, it's Ollie. Behind the mic.
That's right.
And just someone slightly more glamorous. Today we're joined by Jennifer Keelings.
Hello. Can I have a sign as well? Can mine be this?
Yeah, you can have that sign. Welcome, Jenny, to the pod. Jenny, for those who don't know you, some of our viewers might know you. Would you like to quickly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are?
Well, 20 years next January, actually, I have been getting naked.
I just realised I fucked up.
What?
Oh, I didn't put the camera on you, did I?
It doesn't matter. Let's just not bother with the live cameras, man.
Should we not bother?
No, because you're not going to mix it.
I'm not going to mix it.
So you've just ruined Jenny's stuff.
Yeah. Can we start again?
Right.
Let's start again. Start again.
All right,
start
let's
again.
start again, and I'll do the thing. Bam, bam,
Bam, bam, bam. And I'll try and vision mix.
No, don't.
I'm going to try.
Just watch.
Just watch.
All right, we got this.
Welcome to the Free Speech Podcast.
Hang on, now.
Welcome to Organised Chaos. That is the Free Speech Podcast. I am the mad lad of Jihad. To my left, joined by the Bajan sensation. And to my further left, it's Mr. Jussie Peanuts.
Aye.
And behind the camera, not joined by the Manila Gorilla, joined by the White Hippo, it's...
Well, that's rude, isn't it?
It's Ollie Horn stepping in as a mix for helping us today. And we've got a very special guest. Today we're joined by none other than Pornstar extraordinaire, Miss Jennifer Keelings.
Oh, I was just saying this is my sign, so I really feel like I need to get this in.
Yeah, that is a great sign. Welcome to the pod, Jenny. This
Thanks
has been some time coming. We've been wanting to get you on for a while. We finally made it happen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. For those of you who don't know you, and I know some of them will know who you are, quickly give us a little bit of a brief intro to who you are and tell us a little bit about you and your life, and then I'm sure we've got loads of questions we can discuss. And also, we're going to give you a gash bomb. We give them to all our guests. So you can tell us that, and we'll get this sorted for you.
Okay, so I am 20 years in January. I have been taking my clothes off for a living, and I've done all right with it. I've been getting a lot of fake taxis, fake
So naive.
sex clubs. I really have. I've ended up in all sorts of predicaments. And I've had a really, really good career, and I'm still going strong, even though I'm nearly 40 now. And I've had quite a wild time. And Darius knows some of my stories. I have told him. And I have seen some things that are quite shocking and have been quite fun. And I'll probably need therapy for when I'm in a nursing home somewhere. Talking, to myself about the things that I've seen. But it's been good fun, and I do love talking about it. And there are so many things I've gotten up to that it's something that should be written down and shared. So when I do talk about this today, I will say that I am in still contact with some of these people, and I'm aware I've also signed an NDA for one. So I will be not revealing anybody's identities, and I've actually okayed it with some people to share about some of the things that we have got up to together, and they're cool with it. So I am going to be an open book today. You can ask me things you've always wanted to ask a Pornstar, then go ahead. And I do like a laugh, so you can take the piss. It's okay.
Well, there you go. So first of all, then, questions. Have you got any questions?
Yeah.
What would you ask?
What that fake? I just want to go back to because I didn't know that you said you did the fake taxi.
I've done all of them. I've done fake taxi, fake agent, fake sex club.
Well, fake sex.
I get they have them, but taxis. What's sexy about a taxi? Like
but basically,
stale piss and vomit smell.
Have you not seen fake taxi?
Oh.
But taxis are gross.
Yeah, but it's
It's about
A naive
make-
young.
making
I
it.
know.
It's making it like, oh my god, that could be anybody.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
who is that behind the taxi? Like, that's not really. People ask me all the time, is that a real person? Is that a real
Yeah,
taxi?
yeah.
And I think the whole reason it went so well is because it is, you know, we do these porn movies that are so out of reach, and they are in, you know, in Hollywood or other
yeah.
places. I think bringing it
Attainable
down
sort of
to
thing.
like, attainable.
Not the
So-
scenario, not the star, I want to add. But because when I used to, I don't look at porn anymore. When I used to
Sure.
look
You-
at porn,
you
I
use it.
don't. I had a bit of a problem with it. But when I used to look at it,
Yeah.
it was in the Gonzo era.
Yeah.
And Fake Taxi's a bit of a throwback to the sort of scenario porn,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think that's on a comeback now?
Yeah, and especially with the whole content creators taking it into their own thing. Everyone's
Sure.
taking it into their own bedrooms, and all the amateur porn does actually really well. And they've kind of taken the power away from the big companies
Yeah.
that did all the massive movies and productions. And everybody, you know, when I do my movies, very gonzo, I'm, you know,
Yeah.
hotel rooms, this, that, the next thing. And
Yeah, but I guess because that amateur, that's its own genre, isn't it? And
Yeah.
it seems. Do you think it seems a bit less not victim-y, but it's kind of like no one's exploited in amateur porn because they're not being coerced into it. You don't think as much as. Sort
I
of
don't
like
know.
the
That
machine.
still does happen. I
Does
will
it
say,
really?
yeah, there's predators still, especially in the unregulated. I mean, that part of it. 'Cause
Man.
it's nobody's checking in.
Yeah,
but
fake taxi. If you don't have any money and you don't have a card, they make you pay another way.
Yeah.
It's like you can just say, listen, just drop me off to a friend's house and I'll get. But no, they're like, all right, then
Yeah.
I'll just suck your dick. That's
But they've got like
And-
9 cameras. They've got more cameras in the taxi.
Yeah. And it's happened to me. I've been in that taxi a couple of times. You know.
Have you really?
Yeah.
is
It
it
happened a
one?
few
Is it
times.
one guy in the
Taxi
fake
park.
taxi?
Yeah, it is. It is actually, and he has been doing it a really long time, and you know,
Viagra's extended so
people-
many's careers,
yeah,
right?
people are obsessed. They want to know, like, please show me a picture of who he is.
Oh, because you never see
Oh,
his
is he like the
face.
Yeah,
stick
you
off
never
Top
show-
Gear?
Yeah.
Wait, before we go,
Going around a corner like fucking.
right, but
drifting.
before we go forward, this is a gash bomb, right? We brought
Yeah.
these back. We've invented these. Basically, to open that sachet.
Is this when it says royal jelly? The only thing I've seen like this as jelly and a sachet is Viagra.
This,
Is that what it is?
Well, we don't know what's in it. It's
None of us can read
it's
Chinese.
not safe for human consumption.
Okay.
So this would just fuel the pod. So
Yeah.
drink this, hold it in you hold this in your mouth, and then
Yeah.
you take the shot through it.
And
So
what is this shot? Whiskey.
this is whiskey. Maybe don't drink the whole thing. That's I put too much.
Oh, I
in.
thought that's what you wanted me to do. No, absolutely whiskey.
Okay. All right. And you do the same, Ollie.
Oh, you haven't
it's-
given me shit. Oh,
Oh.
actually, I got a gash. I got this.
Yeah. Have you
Okay.
got any? And
I've
here's
got no-
Naeem. Here's the whiskey. Give it to Ollie. You'll like that. It's got sugar in it, so that's good for you.
Right, you're bullying me now, aren't you? 'Cause you're
Yeah,
calling me
we are
fat.
bullying you. That's right. So
Oh, it's like powder.
You tip it in your mouth and then you wash it down.
Oh,
Like an old
perfect.
man's jizz.
Yeah.
Do you take the whole
Right.
thing?
Yeah, the whole thing in.
Gash bomb live on air. It's quite nice, actually. What's the most revolting jizz you've ever tasted?
Oh, there's been a few.
Oh, really?
What did you think to that, first of all?
That was okay. I've had
It's
worse
very
things in my
sweet. I was
mouth.
gonna- yeah.
What the fuck is this?
It's sugar
Do
on
you
it.
do
It's
this
in your
every-
wheel.
do you do this every
It's
show?
like sherbet.
Yeah, we do this every show.
Fuck me.
That's why we're so cool, Ollie. You
Yeah.
fucking teacher's pet. I'm telling you on the thing. Right, so we
Oh,
interrupted.
God.
So, right, maybe let's take this to the beginning. How
Yeah.
did you get into porn? And
Talking
you're Scottish,
Yes, I am.
and you've got an Essex accent. So,
yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
well, you've got like a London accent.
Do you know what? It's a mixture of who I ever last spoke to sometimes.
You pick it up really
It's
quick.
the actress in me. I pick it up wherever I go.
Do a
So
Scottish
when I-
accent.
Sellers.
What should I say?
I
Shut your fucking mouth, you.
That's quite good.
So that's normally what I say when I'm talking Scottish. Is when I get angry or I'm drunk, that's what comes out, because they're notoriously quite fiery, aren't they? So when I'm being fiery, that's what comes out is my Scottish accent.
Scary.
Oh God, that just come back up on me.
It's not for everyone.
Oh God. So when I started in porn, I had still a bit of a Scottish accent. I was. I'll start at the very beginning of how I got into it, and you'll like this story. So, do you remember Jerry Springer?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P. It's thanks to Jerry Springer that I discovered this world. I was under the age of 18 and I had insomnia and I couldn't get to sleep, and I discovered his show. And on the show there was some blonde, big-boobed strippers, and they were bringing on their school bullies, and they were getting them back and saying, look at me now, you know, look, I'm doing so well, I'm gorgeous, you know, I'm getting paid for how I look. And that was my idol. I looked at that and was like, okay, I'm being bullied right now
Oh,
for the way that I look.
Look at me. I'm going to have this moment.
Ollie's going to come and do
This is
that.
gonna
We'll
happen.
bully Ollie.
In 10 years' time, I'll be getting my
I'm
tits out
surprised
and
you even
having my
made the
redemption
tune.
moment.
And that's honestly, so I started researching, and I was like, can I become a stripper? And I was far too
So
young.
you could say this is a positive case of revenge porn.
Yeah.
Because you got revenge on your
Listen.
school friends.
I did, and they came into the strip club, and I got revenge on them then. So that's another story. So so there I was obsessed with this, and I was watching it every night. I'd be like, what's happening next? There's another bimbo. And I
And this is in
realised...
Scotland.
Yeah, no, at this point I was living in London because we moved back up to Scotland because I was an army kid, so we moved around a lot. And I realised, right, you've got to be 18 before you can get to a strip club. So I thought, fuck, what am I going to do until that age? And I started to do hairdressing, and I actually was really good at it. And they used to call me the child prodigy, and they were like, "Wow, you know, I started working for L'Oreal." And I qualified not in a college. I qualified in an actual salon, and I had my own clients. And the whole time while I'm doing my blow dries, I'm thinking, I'm leaving soon. And
Blow dries to blow jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have done
blow dries.
fake salon.
Yeah.
Well, I've got another.
Copyright
I've actually got
free
a
speech.
series coming out that's to do with a career change I'm doing now, which I'm starting, which will be along the lines of fake lawyer. So that's another
Ollie.
story.
He's actually a fake lawyer.
He's an actual
Really?
lawyer, yeah. And he basically does all the legal disputes for the whole comedy industry.
Yeah, I'm basically like Lionel Hutz for the comedy industry.
Great. I could use a storyline off you or two. So.
And he's got big tits, so that's
Yeah, and they're all mine.
so
No fake tits here.
all natural, baby. So you're watching Jerry Springer. You're like, I want to be. I'm watching
Yeah.
about strippers, and then. But how do you make the move from there, from hairdressing into like? How was that? What was the
the
jump?
mental
So-
decision, I'm going to do it.
And
Oh,
also, yeah,
I knew from the age of
Instantly.
14.
And it was that empowerment thing, that revenge
Yeah,
thing. Wow,
yeah.
that's
I was
strong, man.
very bitter.
Yeah,
Who
clearly.
are you bitter at?
I was bitter at the bullies.
Oh, what did you?
And
so
was
you
it
got
for your
bullied?
looks then you were bullied?
Yes, I had torrential acne, and we weren't very well off. I can remember, you know, when you had just like everyone else, really, like, you know, it's a normal growing up kind of childhood, but you know, like when you get like 3 stripe trainers, I had like the 4 stripe
Yeah,
ones. You know,
yeah.
just silly things like that, and they were
Like
bright
Ollies.
green. Yeah, and I just
Hang on, no, that's,
and also
you know that's not true.
The
Because I
worst
don't
part-
have stripes on my trainers.
All
You
right,
make
shut up, Ollie. We
They're
want to hear
woolen.
Jenny, not you.
the worst part was because even though I was Scottish, I was in a Scottish school, and I had an English accent because I'd been in London, and I got severely bullied for it. So badly bullied. And I'm Glaswegian,
rid of it.
right? So I had all this stuff going on, and so I was, the week before I turned 18, I went to a strip club in Edinburgh, and it's since closed down, but it was really long going.
Oh,
It was
in
bottoms up.
in
The hairy triangle, whatever they call
Well,
it.
not the pubic triangle. I
that's
didn't
it.
go there. That was my next. If I didn't get to that one, that was my next one.
Is that the one on Toll Cross?
No, that's the pubic triangle, right?
No,
that
so
was the
there's
area.
one. So there's one called the basically
Fucking hell.
the one in the Toll Cross is now turning into a comedy club called Hootenanny,
No
run by
way.
our friends, and it's got a lot of room, so that's going to be that's going to thing. But sorry, go on, I interrupted.
I wonder if it's the same one. So Jennifer Keelings started there. So I remember going along. I'd never seen a lap dance. I'd never been a lap dance club before. Obviously, I was 17. I was going to be 18 in a week. And they said to me, right, we're going to get you to watch a lap dance, and you're going to copy, and we'll see how you get on. So I did it. I copied, and the women started laughing at me. And she was like, well, you'll get the hang of it. And she gave me a shift, and I came back, and I ended
At
up...
17.
Well, I was turning 18 a week later, so she's come back in a week because you have to be 18. And I came back, and I did bloody get the hang of it. I ended up competing, and I was Loaded. Do you remember Loaded magazine?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah.
I was a top 10 showgirl. I did a video for them. I absolutely smashed it. Competitions, you name it. I danced in LA, all that stuff. So anyway, I ended up dating the owner's son, and he was a prick. And if you watch this, you still are. So anyway, he was really mean to me, and he used to say to me before, I've got a Playboy tramp stamp, as we all do from that era. And I remember him saying to me, Playboy would never want you. 5 or 6 years later, I was top 10 Playboy model of the year in
Go on, Jenny.
worldwide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on.
So when you say something mean to me, I turn it into fuel.
Yeah.
So
You'll never sleep with Ollie. You can't take his virginity.
So
Is
anyway,
that funny, is it?
I'm trying to help you.
I went on holiday with this guy, right? And the whole time on holiday, it was horrible. And you know when you're going to break up with somebody. And he fell asleep when we were in a hotel and Jenna Jameson came on the telly and she was promoting her book. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. How to Make Love Like a Porn Star. And the very copy I bought is still in my kitchen.
Wow.
And everybody in the book who she talked about, I know now.
Wow.
And she asked me to be in her movies when I went there at 22 or something for Club Jenna. Like I literally went to the America, took somebody's ticket and I wasn't being nominated, walked the red carpet, started talking about myself as Jordan Jagger. And I hadn't even done a movie yet. Like I went for it.
So this is how it worked out, or did you know about those? What's that called? Like cosmic order and an actualization. It sounds very much like you've
Stop
just.
being a nerd.
Do you mean manifestation?
Yes, probably.
I didn't know anything about it, but I absolutely
what it is,
believe
isn't
that's
it?
what I was doing.
Yeah, see? She agrees with me.
Absolutely. I guess that's what I was doing. I had like delusions of grandeur. Is that what you call
Grandeur.
it? Grandeur.
Wait, so you went, but
No,
wait,
that's
so
more
you went
ambition.
from strip club, and
Yeah.
then when you're in the strip club, listen, the famous Chris Rock song bit is, "There's no sex in the champagne room."
That's a lie.
Well, yeah, that's what we want to know. Is that
Okay.
a lie? Explain.
Yes. Okay. So, in the big clubs, there isn't. It's really rules, and you get fined. I got fined all the time. They were telling me I was too close to somebody, and it made me really mad. And then I'm better off in the clubs. I'm not really into the champagne, sit down and talk to them kind of thing, guys in suits. I liked the rowdy strip bars that had the stag do's because I had danced in Newcastle, I had danced in Edinburgh, I had danced in Glasgow. And for me, I wanted to find a bit more of a grottier club. So I went to one, and I don't want to say its name, I don't know if it's still there, and I don't want to tell you what it is because I don't know if they were doing things in there. They were. And I actually did my first paid sexual act in that club.
What was your paid first sex rate?
A blowjob. So there was this Frenchman and he was
What
very
was the
horny.
rate back then? What was the rate?
Zitala.
What was the rate back then? for
Well, I wasn't doing anything. I didn't have a rate.
Did he?
It's a
Did
suit.
he said, you want to masseuse ma bite? Or?
Yes. So basically, I don't know what dance was, 20 quid.
Yeah.
And this guy was like, I'm really, really horny. Please, could you just suck my cock? And I've got a condom with me. I'll give you 150 quid. And I was thinking, how many dances is that? I was like, he's going to come in. Yes. And I shot the curtain and I did it. I was like, that was really easy. And
he had a condom on?
he had one with him. He had one in his pocket.
And he's a
ready to
professional.
go. Yeah, ready to go. And the whole time I was like, that's good. I was like, that was easy. That's, that I've got however many dances out of that. So, I can't even remember what age I was then. But I knew anyway I was going towards the lines of this is what I'm going to do with my life. And I'm going to do sex. So it did, and it's never bothered me.
Can I ask a question about the money?
Yeah.
Do you have to pay to go to a strip club? Like, how does it
Yeah.
actually work?
So if you're a gent, you have to pay an entry fee. And then when you buy a lap, do you not know? Have you not been
Of course
to
he
one?
fucking
I
does.
genuinely,
Okay.
the closest I got was a stag do in Barcelona where I got scared.
There was a kebab shop next door. He never made it.
So you might not realise it, but we pay to be there too. So
Well,
I've
that's
got-
what I suspected.
Yeah.
I bet the unit economics are not in your favour.
No, so I have to pay what's called a house. I had to pay what's called a house fee every single night. I had to pay them like a tax just to be there, whether there was business or not. Some nights you actually came home with no money because nobody came in, and then you also pay a percentage of your lap dances as well. And then I used to sit and drink at the bar, so I would
That's
drink
similar
away.
to the chair in the salon, isn't it? You pay.
Yeah,
things
same
hang
thing.
out,
Yeah,
Or like the Fringe.
Things hang
We just had to
Oh, thank you.
give a percentage of our money up to the
I
promoter.
mean, it's not
Yeah.
quite the same, but
yeah. So you end up, What did you say?
that it's not quite the same.
Depends how you do it.
It's similar.
Yeah, so it's
So how much do you have to give?
I don't even know what it is now. Let's say you give £70 a night, and then maybe they take 40% of your dances or whatever.
Wow.
And
It's all cash in hand, right? It's no one's like,
well,
Cash in knickers.
back in the day, yeah, it was all cash in hand. I don't know how it is now because everything's like. The one thing I will say is I did do the odd random night because I'm a lot older. I can't be bothered to stay 8 till 5 o'clock in the morning in heels. And when I did do the last one, I remember. Can I talk about anything on
you
here?
can
Anything.
talk about any. The more you want, better
Okay.
You
for
could
us.
always edit it out. if you
Okay, so
We
the
won't
last
either.
I
time
don't know, but I'm just saying.
I danced in a club in London, and my friend asked me to come. She was regularly dancing there. I was like, okay. And we took a guy to the champagne room, and he was absolutely wankered, and he was doing cocaine. And we took it off him and sold it back to him, pretending it was his. And he's like, "Can you get any coke?" And we're like, "Yeah, this is how much it costs." And we did that. But then he also, I remember him paying with a card on the machine. And, you know that they get absolutely ruined. I don't know what they're doing. And everybody puts on their own tax on there.
Really?
The waitresses do it. Yeah. you go, if you go wankered to a club like that by yourself,
and I suppose the thinking is because they're embarrassed to kick up a stink because of what the
some of them
establishment is.
do. Some of them ring back and they're raging. Maybe, they're using a business card that belonged to the company.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a wife has gone, what the...
Yeah.
You know? So that some of them do, some of them ring back. I don't think they get very far, but they...
Oh,
they
really?
have
They
tried
get
it.
a refund?
Yeah, I don't think...
Who's more like fleeced than horny men? They just get ripped off like left, right, and centre, innit?
Listen,
And
some
more-
of them really deserve it.
Did you have
I'm not
any?
saying they don't.
What
Yeah.
did you have like a So obviously, I never liked strip clubs, right? I didn't like them because I didn't like the no touching and stuff. It wasn't my thing. But I
Like
didn't
to
know it's
touch
like.
I thought you was going to white knight then. I can't commit sexual assault. I'm not into it.
No, I didn't write that shit. But I didn't like it. So what's the point, right? I
Yeah.
never saw the.
That's what I thought. I thought, what's the point in this? I'm going to do full service.
Yeah, exact full service,
Get
baby.
paid for it.
Well, obviously, I am now. I'm a married man, so I can't do that. But what was funny is when I did go. So you know Louis, right? He's your biggest fan, my friend of mine.
Louis,
Yeah. Shout out to
Best
Louis.
man, his best man at the wedding.
yes, the comedian.
Well, he's not
Yeah.
a comedian, but he should be.
Yeah.
He's your number one fan. But he loves strip clubs, right?
Yeah.
But every time he'd always drag me out to one back in the day, and they'd all be like, kind of give you like the spiel, like, oh, and I think she really likes me. I'm like, She doesn't fucking like. Do you
You're
ever
art.
like the guys?
No, so actually, I feel like strip club life taught me so many life lessons. I have so much to thank for that because I actually, because of that life, ended up on Babe Station when it first came out. I was one of the first girls, and I felt like I got such a fantastic school of life training in the strip
Yeah.
club. I really learned how to deal with all walks of people.
Yeah.
Even things like, when it came up to what's the nations? The rugby nations?
Six Nations.
Six Nations. And Edinburgh would fill through of international people, and they spoke all different languages, and the club had so many people, no one would do any work because no one knew how to talk to each other. And I figured out, I was like, right, how can I break the ice to those guys over there from that country and those guys over there? And I figured out how to say blowjob in all the languages. And I would walk up to
How'd
them.
you say blowjob in Italian?
Well, I can't remember that. The only one I can remember is, I think it's either Russian or Polish, and it was slobby schloda, maybe?
That sounds like
That's an
Something like-
onomatopoeia.
Schlobby
maybe they're schlobby.
Schlosher.
Something like that. I don't remember, but I knew all of them, and because we're going back a few years, and I used to walk up to groups of people, I used to say it, and they would burst out laughing and come for a dance, and girls would say to me, "What are you saying to these people? You're saying one word, and you're getting all the business." So
I've never
really,
seen that in a Dale Carnegie book. That's a great life skill.
So just like ducking and diving and hustling and everything, it really taught me so much, and it was a good
But
time of my life.
one could also say it's because you're a beautiful lady and
Yeah.
you would have never had a struggle anyway engaging
No,
with
I
such
did.
people.
Yeah, no, some people were pretty mean, and I got told no, and I've had people who have enjoyed being able to put me down, like a power
Yeah, that's
thing.
a thing though, isn't
Oh,
it?
okay.
Yeah.
That's
and-
misogyny. That is.
yeah, and I've had actually, it's gone in both my favours. I've gone far with it, with the way I look, and it's actually brought me quite a lot of
Because you
negativity.
could be seen as the sort of
Yeah, but
epitome
it's-
of everything that they're intimidated by.
Yeah.
So they took it out on you, focused it on you.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
in this world, it's always better to be good looking than ugly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
would agree.
There is pretty privilege.
Yes,
Good-looking privilege.
there absolutely is. And if you know how to use it as well,
Yeah.
and you're aware of it, it can take you
Yeah.
quite
So-
a few places.
So in a thing like a situation like a strip club where you've got different looking girls, different types of body type
Yeah,
and that,
yeah.
and you can tell that guys have got a certain type.
Yeah.
You don't take that personally. Like there could be a guy that come in
No.
and there could be like a.
I don't take anything personally. I
I'm
really
just saying,
don't.
it's almost like you're just a commodity, and it's like, oh, he likes bigger girls or whatever.
Do you know what? There used to be a lady in the strip club, and so let's say I was 21, and she was nearing the age of OAP, and she was by herself, and she would be quiet and do her job, And she made so much money, so much money. So many guys went with her. And we were all, at the time, you know, young, blonde, very Pamela Anderson years. Yeah. And we were like, wow, like what's going on? And that's when you start to realise everyone likes everything. Thing? Everyone likes everything. You listen, you'll be surprised. I know guys that like really, really hairy pussies, like guys that like hairy armpits. I know people that like really old ladies. I know people that like they like everything. This is what I learned in the porn years of my life and the companionship years of my life. There is something for everyone, and you'll be very surprised what people are into.
So when you say companionship, what does that mean?
Hooking.
That's
the posh way of saying prostitution.
Not that posh.
Tricking.
How does that work? So how does that work then? In now, how does that go about going and doing it? It's like are you standing on corners? That's not happening, right?
No, but do you know what? I went to Amsterdam to the red light district, and I did look into going into the window.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really wanted to.
How do you look at that then? Is that like the pinnacle, or is that lower rent? That sort of like window thing in Amsterdam, is that something like in the escorting world? Is that sort of like something to aspire to, or
no? So the way I see it is, right, however you polish it, it's sex for money, right?
Sure.
And for me, I have done, I've done very high-end hush-hush, got to sign a contract kind of thing.
Eyes wide shut shit.
Yeah, and then I've done, things when I'm like, oh, God, that was... I'll raise that one. So for me, it doesn't really matter. And some people do, some ladies, they like to keep things at a certain level. And for me, I just know how much money I want to make each day that I work.
Money.
I don't. It's
just
not
money.
for me about. Well, this is how much I want for this hour. It isn't that to me. That's not how it is, and that's the stripping, hustling attitude.
So it sounds like when you made that first switch over to dancing to sexual favours for money.
Well, hold on. We've gone from stripping, then we've got to go into your porn career and then into companionship.
No, I'm talking about back in the beginning.
So
that was that.
Wait,
when
hang on. What do you do now?
Everything.
So you do companionship, dancing?
No. So I'm still a porn star. I'm shooting next week. I'm actually contracted to a company, but they haven't done any filming this year. Brazzers, all that stuff. So I'm still actively shooting. I do my own things as well. I am a companion as well. I actually really like that. I have got some clientele who book me for 4 to 6 hours at a time. We're doing some training, we're doing a bit of noise stuff, and I actually really enjoy it. I have put myself in places around the world I'd never have been to if it wasn't for that, and in the company of people who I would never be in that circle. And I've had a very lucky and very successful time in that. And, I've had a lot of fun. Tomorrow I'm going to a sex party, which I'm being paid for, and there's going to be 8 gents and 6 ladies. So my life is different every day. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm actually studying to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a trial lawyer. So
a barrister.
Yeah, I'm going to be a barrister. So that's my next thing, my career change. I am actively doing that.
Would you give up porn?
Yeah.
If you could earn the same amount of money in porn as you could being a barrister, would you give up porn, or would you so we do comedy, right? I don't know if you would you give up comedy if you were if I was a millionaire?
If I won the lottery, I'd still do it as a hobby.
I'd still do comedy. I just wouldn't tell anyone I had money.
Yeah.
Would you? Is that
100%? So for me,
so you will still be doing companionship even when you qualify as a lawyer?
No, absolutely not. I will not. I will be hanging up my G-string, and and that's the whole point. So I could keep going, right? I'm very lucky. I've built a career, and everybody who grew up wanking with me from 20 years old now have money and extra income to play with. They're at that point in their careers, and they book me for time together. So I've been quite lucky. I've not just come in and tried to build a career at nearly 40 years old. It's kept going, and I've got friends who are older than me, and they're smashing it. They're buying houses. They're doing that and that, thanks to the whole thing of the subscription site. So I could keep going if I wanted to be. If I wanted to be a 6-year-old porn star, I could. There's ladies out there, but for me, I instead of my body getting fucked, I want my brain to be fucked now. So
this is how Ollie gets laid.
Yeah.
He's an intelligent. He went to Oxford, got 2 degrees.
No way, really?
Right.
Amazing. So yeah, I'm in uni, and That's what I'm going to do.
Where
And
are you at uni?
What's that?
Where are you at uni?
I don't want to say on
Oh.
here.
Is it a
Why is
good one?
this? That's
like,
the wise decision.
we can talk about anything, but
Nothing legitimate. It's just in my face.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school? Not telling you.
So yeah, I'm
What
doing
kind of
that.
law do you want to do?
I'm still undecided. I obviously have experience with family law, and I've actually got experience with crime, even though I'm not a criminal. But I have also been. I fought for one of my sons is autistic. I've got 3 children. 2 have special needs, and my autistic son, I had to fight tooth and nail to get him what he needed, and I absolutely smashed it. I won the appeal. I'm one of only 8 parents that did, and I've
Did
had a
you
lot of
suck the
experience.
judge off?
No, but I would have. So, but funny enough, that is actually I don't know how far I'll get
So
with
with
this, but I actually want to be a judge.
Can I ask you, like, I just thought of a bit of a parallel. So you said you do porn and companionship.
Yeah,
So we're in comedy, and if someone does like Live at the Apollo,
yeah,
their live fees go up.
yeah.
So is it like when you sign to Brazzers,
yeah,
can you
baby.
command bigger fees for companionship?
Absolutely.
So
And
they're like fanboys, basically. Is that how they find you?
As seen on Brazzers, you can
Yeah,
put
yeah,
that on the
yeah.
But
website.
you were in Playboy, right?
yeah, I I was really smashed that out the park to that comment that person said. I went to a audition.
Was this around the time when Hugh was alive?
Yes, it
Nice.
was.
Did you meet Hugh?
He picked. Yes, I've been to the mansion, and I was
Not Hugh Edwards.
not Hugh Edwards.
She's not a boy, and she's not 17.
So can I just clarify? I didn't have sex with Hugh. I've had sex with his girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Why not? Hugh couldn't get it up, or
No,
it wasn't
the
offered?
occasion just never came.
Okay.
So, I
Are you
Sorry.
expected to have sex when you go to the Playboy mansion? Is it
I
like you
think
were
it depends.
obligated? Do you feel
no,
like you're
they're busy. Like they've got parties. I went to a party in the mansion, and I was late, and I was thinking I've had the stories that will go on until 6 or 7 the next day, and there'll be naked people everywhere. Shut off at 1. Everything's closed down. They're doing they've got things, interviews in the morning. Like that's a business. That place.
Well, it's like Tesco's at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
At 11 p.m. No more drinks. That's done, man.
Is Sleeping with Hugh Hefner a feather in your cap then? Was
What?
it something that you sort of wish you'd have, like a medal you wish you'd
What,
got?
sleeping with him?
Yeah, because
And it's
like
fine.
so
I
famous,
shagged his
isn't it?
girlfriend, so
No, I'm
that's
not
just
saying
as
it's not.
good.
But do girls go? They go, I want to have sex with
Who's
this
his
gross old
girlfriend?
man, so I can say I have.
Do you know what? There's so many gross old men that you end up having sex with, at times, so it
heartwarming.
doesn't really matter. So I don't know. I guess some girls did. I know, nowadays Playboy magazine is not really still going around. The girls are actually. I'm gonna share a little secret here. The girls are paying to be in the magazine nowadays. They pay to be in it for the notoriety that we call it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it is
Paid to play.
yeah. So
Lions Den.
I will say that the pictures are beautiful, and if you're a companion, it's a title. Be like,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
in Playboy.
Yeah. That's what
Miss
I meant by feather in
Africa.
your cap sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's and some guys only want to sleep with the Playboy models. I was married. My ex-husband's first wife was a Playboy model of the year, and he was he's a trophy wife collector.
Hold on a second. Your ex-husband had 2 Playboy model wives.
He did, yeah.
Man, this guy is
how much money has he got?
Yeah, why?
He's not got any money now. I divorced him.
But he's killing 2 Playboy. What did
That's
he?
what-
Do
Where's
you
the irony?
get alimony from him?
I absolutely did. I actually, when I left him, and because my twins are with him, I put a hold on the house so they couldn't sell it without my say, and the house got repossessed because he didn't pay his mortgage, and they couldn't sell it without contacting me, and he lied and said that there was only a certain amount in the house, and my lawyer added a 0 onto the end, and that's what I got. And
So you're studying law to cut out the middleman. You can do it yourself next time.
now I know.
Rinse
yeah, so I was. This is when I started to realise. Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
I'm,
They're getting £800 to send a letter. I was getting £150 a blowjob.
I know, right?
And it was French. It was fucking useless. So okay, right. Let's go. Take it back. So
Yeah.
you've gone stripping.
Yeah.
This filthy French guy has come on and went.
Are you still friendly with your ex-husband?
And do you know what? Yeah, I am. He actually, I don't have anything bad to say about him. He lost his way mentally, and I actually wish him the best. I really do. And it's actually the little one's dad.
Did you take in the house
good.
contribute to him losing himself mentally?
No.
Do you-
No, he'd already lost it. He had he was abusing drugs and steroids, and he became violent. So
Hear that,
and-
Darius?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not. I'm skinny as
The
fuck.
ghost of Darius' future.
I'm skinny. I want to go on steroids. I love
That's what we're saying.
Yeah, well,
you're
whatever.
abusing
Yeah, no,
stuff.
I actually
and
gave him
trend.
the house. I left, and he kept the house, and then he didn't pay his mortgage. He had someone living in it, and I don't know what he's doing with the rent money, and he lost it. So, yeah, I think that's how.
Did he have roid rage and stuff? Did he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. So it was, you know.
Did
Jenny,
he do
can
for
you
a
tell?
living?
Can you tell if our dude's on steroids?
Yes.
Tell us what it is, because I know what it is, but Nico doesn't
Okay.
believe my things.
So in my opinion, there's a natural way that the muscle grows, especially when you're spending a lot of time on it and you're feeding it, and you can just usually tell, because it's like when a girl's got her lips done.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like there's a
Too-
natural
too-
lovely pout, and there's a perfect sculpted pout. You know?
Hypernormal.
Yeah. So that's what I think anyway, because I watched.
So am I on steroids?
No.
Put your arms down.
Get your balls out.
Can I lift it?
Yeah,
Can you lift it up?
Get a boner. We can't have Nico getting a boner in this.
No, I think this is a nice shape. Do
Is
that
this
again.
what do you look for in men, Jenny? What's a nice thing? Tell us, because we don't know. We're all
What do I look for in men?
Well, in general, like Nico's clearly got self-confidence issues. We all have. What should Nico?
Really? That was weird as fuck, Nico.
Well, like what is
No,
it
but
that-
she still hasn't answered. You think I'm on steroids or not?
No, I
No.
no.
Okay.
Are you
I
on
am.
steroids?
You are.
Yeah.
You
Are
are.
you
really?
She is-
Yeah,
You gotta go to the gym.
Okay.
Human growth hormone.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not steroids.
but human growth hormone is what you can get naturally when you're asleep. It builds everything. You know, the steroids that this person was doing was like, is it Tranomol?
He's not on steroids. He's lying to you.
Okay.
I am.
If you're on steroids, we could tell because you've
Don't
not
take
got
the piss. He's
your,
going
your,
to flip this table over in a minute.
your pout's not big enough, Nico. You know what? I think you can tell someone's on steroids if they got the traps and their
Cobra
arms.
traps.
Yeah, they got.
I
You can't
have
get
the traps.
You don't have the trap.
I do have the
You don't.
traps. My traps are bigger than yours.
Yeah, well, I'm not on steroids.
This is.
But I am.
I'm
But
so
listen, it's not
sorry.
about us. It's about Jenny. Sorry, Jenny.
So sorry.
We brought you onto a
Look at the
podcast
strap.
to
The
discuss,
toxic masculinity podcast.
to discuss Nico's steroid abuse. So wait. But so what was your first
I am
ever
on
porn?
steroids, by the way.
These
You
got
are?
tiny balls. Your first ever porn. How did you get? What was your first ever porn movie?
And
And how did it come about?
So I was working on Babe Station.
Oh
and
wait. How big was the French guy's dick?
I don't remember. I don't remember any of their dicks.
I need. That's important to me.
I honestly
The size.
don't.
What's the smallest dick you've ever seen?
The smallest dick I've ever seen was actually the guy's penis that I, the strip club's son.
Yeah.
It was so small. It was like a condom would have slipped off it. And we get condoms for what are they called? Trim. That's what we call them. They're called trim size, and they're for.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we call them.
And they're on the trim size. And people do have really small ones, but this one was almost almost inward.
But he was your boyfriend.
Yeah, but
And
it's
how
not
did you?
a-
Do you think that's
Isn't
why
that
he
an
was mean?
insult to you?
yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, I think he was.
That's
he was
why I'm
just a
so mean to you, Ollie.
person.
Why?
Because his
Because I'm
trim.
trim.
The thing I will say is, I don't hate.
How
small
long?
penises.
How long we talking?
It was like this. It was like a nub, and
That
the
doesn't
thing
even
is,
count.
When
Like a
erect?
cloaca.
huh?
When erect?
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't hate small penises because they fit nicely in the butt.
Thank you.
And I actually I don't hate them at all. So for me,
So-
So you
big
prefer butt
penises-
sex to regular?
No, I like both, but I don't like a party trick size.
That's what I was going to say. So you turn up on a shoot,
Yeah.
Damn it.
right, and the guy goes, like that.
Yeah.
And do you sort of go, oh,
Fuck's
What's the
sake.
biggest
be
penis
work.
The biggest.
The biggest penis I've had
And was
was
it
not a
too big?
porn star. He was a rapper. And
That's right.
That is it.
It was white. He was white though.
Bird gang.
He was but he was white though. He was white. Confirm it.
no.
Oh. That's a stereotype and it's racist.
And it was so big, I never ever answered his calls again because I thought, fuck that.
did you go
How
through
big
it?
we
though?
talking?
Yeah. But when he whapped it out, I was like, fucking hell. And this was
Visual
only-
representation.
like eye-watering. The
Eye-watering.
heaviness of like carrying this jar of sweets.
CBD.
It was so big. I had never seen anything like this, even in porn. When you get
You'd
dicks,
expect them to be the...
What? The head was like this?
It's just huge. It was thick and long and swinging, and I just thought, what the fuck?
Could he get a proper boner?
Yeah, it really hurt. It really, really.
And actually went the whole big
yeah,
up.
and I couldn't get it all the way in. It was massive. And I said to him, I was like, you shouldn't be in music. You should be in porn. And he liked that compliment. But
Is he well known or?
yes.
Oh, let's guess.
Let's
But sex workers.
This is a good one. This is
he
a good
still
one.
rapping?
Is it a UK-based
He is.
rapper?
He's
Criss
bringing out
Cross.
an album right now.
UK-based rapper or US rapper?
UK.
Bringing out an album right now. We're looking to Nico for
Oh,
No,
it.
my- only my kids-
don't guess.
If only my
please.
kids were here.
Come on, Nico. UK
Well,
rappers
I
with
don't-
big
I
penises.
can't.
Come on.
I know. I said I wasn't
What
going
does
to
his
confirm.
What does his rapper name begin with?
I can't. I
Come
said
on.
I wouldn't do
Is
it.
he in
This
a
is a
crew?
good compliment.
Is he in a
No.
crew? Or is
What,
it
having the
solo?
heaviest penis you've ever seen? It's
No,
a
I
good
can't.
compliment.
No, I can't.
I'm pretty certain it'd
She's
be
a trainee lawyer. She's got to be.
He does
she's gotta
drill
have discretion.
music.
Yeah.
He's in it. There's drill music, and his dick's so big, it had its own ballet on.
His own what?
They wear balaclavas and drill.
Yes.
It had its own ballet on.
I knew what that meant. 'Cause I'm
Sex
young.
workers do discriminate, though. There's a comedian who's also a sex worker, and on her website it says she only takes white or Asian clients.
Yes, they do say that. And I actually, when I get text messages all the time, people say, by the way, I'm white, I'm 32, I'm of medium build. And honestly, it
31.
fucks me off because I don't give a fuck if you're orange, if you're purple, and I don't give a fuck if you have been in the gym for 3 years. I don't care what you look like. I care about your wallet and giving you a good experience. I don't care what you look like. I'm not doing this. This is not Tinder.
How
You know
much?
what I mean?
How much of your job is sex, and how much of your job is therapy?
Oh my God.
Like, how much of these guys turn up and they're like, okay, they don't have like, the monster rap dick. Like Ollie turns up, like, and he's crying on your. How
Yeah.
many of these?
I'm not crying.
Like if it's not...
Why? Why is that? Why am I crying?
How many?
quite a large
To be
portion
fair,
of it.
Darius, that's just sweat.
So do you know what's really interesting is, so you market yourself, right? And
Is it Stormzy?
huh?
Is it
Stormzy.
Stormzy?
It's not Stormzy.
That's a housewife's guess. I thought you'd be going a bit deeper than that.
It's not. I won't
off?
say on here anyway, but it's not him.
Would you say off air?
Maybe.
Yeah, she.
Just don't turn the
I
cameras on.
will say it in the Patreon. Don't worry, we're gonna tell you. We will tell you.
So when you market yourself, right? And they say your vibe attracts your tribe. And for me, I'm quite lucky. My clientele actually tend to be quite vanilla. And they're all like middle-aged businessmen. Some of them are lawyers. Some of them are comedians.
Oh, really? Wait. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hold on. Some of them are comedians.
Listen.
I told you not to say this.
They're all...
She
and
said
do you know
comedians,
what?
Nico. Comedians.
You'd be surprised. People
Famous,
think
but
people...
famous comedians.
Listen, my whole... As you call it, roster?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Stable.
They're all people of high
Of
influence.
great talent.
Yeah, and they're really high up in what they do.
Thanks,
and
babe.
they and I love it because actually I feel like, oh my God, I would never be in someone's company like this and be able to
Such
ask
a-
a question. They must hate me because I go, oh, how did you blah, 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 and I try and get, I love knowledge. I ask
Presence
questions.
of such a creative genius.
Yes. And so I ask them things when they're with me and they enjoy telling me, and I've learnt so many things about
But when you just
auditioning.
said, I've never heard that, your vibe attracts your tribe. I say,
Yeah.
you very much remind me of Melinda Messenger.
Yeah, people used to say that when I was younger.
And she's really nice, and you've got
Yeah.
a nice energy about you. So maybe your experience of, do you think you attracted nicer guys as a result?
Do
or-
you know what it is? What I meant by that is, so I've been in a lot of duos with girls, and a duos is where she pulls you in and you do a threesome, right? And the other
I've done
girls,
those as well, yeah.
What, sex-wise? What?
and the other girls, they are quite wild. They're doing things with their clients. They're being pissed on. You know, I've got so many stories about that
Let's
actually.
go into that.
And you know, some of the things I was telling you about people drinking jizz, and
It wasn't me.
No, and then
Shaggy.
for my clients are actually, they don't really ask me of these things,
That's
but
what I
I've
mean,
noticed,
yeah.
but I've noticed that is obviously going on, and other girls do that all the time with their clients. And
So you think that's
like
the
it.
energy they're giving off?
Well, they just they advertise for a start that that's what they're into and that's what they're doing, and then the
What's
clients
that
are like
called?
that, huh? Golden showers.
So when you're advertising, you put golden showers.
Well, no. You
How
might,
all
so, for
like-
instance, so this is what I do. So I quite like chatting shit.
Yeah.
And so when I am promoting myself, I'm showing photographs of me in restaurants and having a glass of wine with my clients. I bless them. I get them to take photos of me on their date to promote other dates. And the guys who like that and they want to talk fast reach out to you because that's what they're into. And that's what I mean by vibe attracts your tribe. I've got friends who are into crazy shit and they put videos on Twitter and they're doing the crazy shit, and the guys that like the crazy shit see that and then they reach out to them. Do you know what I mean? So
Have any guys fallen in love with you?
yes.
And then what happens in that situation?
He takes their house.
I've had to
Well,
actually my ex-husband rung me on Babe Station. That's how I met him.
oh, really?
Yeah.
That's expensive as well. That's a 50p a minute. That's expensive.
So they have done.
And have you ever fallen in love?
One
not
time.
with your husband, but like.
Yeah, one time I fell for someone back and we had
Was
to
it
end
the guy with a massive cock?
It was not. It was somebody.
Average size penis, like 2 inches or something, just normal.
I can't
size.
say fully what it is,
Normal.
but it is. How do I say this?
What made you fall?
Let her finish. She's thinking.
What's the right word to say this? Mafia,
He
and
was
an international one.
Mafia guy.
Tony Soprano.
So was that a power thing you was attracted to? Or was
No, he was a romancer. So I like to be love bombed.
it the lover boy technique? Like
Yeah.
Tate.
100 red roses, picked me up in a car that was bulletproof with a driver. You know, like
That's
all that.
sexy.
A
It-
bulletproof
a
car.
tank.
That's what. A bulletproof
General
car.
Patton's outside, your dates arrive.
A bulletproof car. Oh shit.
You know, like that kind of stuff. That was quite awesome. And so I've had lots of different experience, but that was the only time. But we had a connection before that stuff started. That came along afterwards, and I was like, okay, he's really not joking about who he is. So, but we ended that because it got a bit dangerous.
So buy her book is coming out. In
Yeah.
I'm being
I actually
protected, I'm
started
getting
writing a
FaceTime
book.
now.
I started writing a book before lockdown, and I got 37 chapters in. And the first chapter,
I've heard this book is great, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the first chapter opens up. All of it's all true, and obviously no names. And I start off, and I'm getting a train home from London to Brighton with a bag full of money and dildos, and I'm sat behind two vicars on a train at 10 o'clock at night. And any time I do something really, really, really naughty, I can't remember what I did that night, God appears. And it's like people handing me like, do you want to speak to God? Here's some leaflets, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, don't
Yeah. Do you have a relationship with the Lord?
Do you know what?
For
I
money.
do, but
Did you say?
For money.
I do. I believe in God, but I just, I am. The way I see it is, listen. No one else is paying for my 3 kids but me, and they're autistic and ADHD, and they are thriving as fuck. And we're in Chelsea. They go to school in Chelsea, and I'm the only one who's turning up every day and paying for them. So for me, I'm doing my job. I'm a good person outside of what I do.
And
I don't hurt
didn't
anybody.
Mary Magdalene was a prostitute, right?
Is
I
that?
think so. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that is a religious studies. The fucking
I
Ollie.
believe so. Yeah.
Are you worried? Seriously? Are you worried about? Will your kids find out about what you do when they get?
They already
older?
know.
Oh,
So they don't know what, they know what sex is. They've done sexual education. I have the whole time kind of filtered in. They know I've done photo shoots, magazines. I was a hair and makeup artist, so I was quite often leaving with all my case.
What's the breakdown of the kids? Boy, girl, 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 boy.
I've got twins. I've got a boy girl twins
Yeah.
and another son as well.
Okay.
So they are going to high school next year, and I've had small conversations as they're growing up about your mum's does something different. Your mum's
To be fair, I've done that. Like this.
yeah. So nothing's going to come as an absolute shock. They absolutely adore me. I'm the one that's showed up for everything.
To be
they're
honest, I'd be
doing
more
everything.
ashamed of this than sucking it.
That's because we're bucket comedians. Man. That makes it even worse.
So, of all the porn stars you've worked with, is Jenna Jameson the most famous? Would you say, or male,
So I
female?
didn't get to work with her.
Oh.
Famous. I know Johnny Sins is very popular with the gents. Everybody loves hearing.
Yeah,
about
why
it.
did I know he's the bald guy. I don't know. I
Yeah.
heard he's the bald guy.
I had a
Do you mean
threesome with
circumcised?
him.
No, he's bald.
All right.
I had a threesome with him in
Yeah.
in Miami with
Is he American?
with a girl called something McCarthy.
Hang on. Let's go around the. Who's your favorite porn star?
I can't say names.
No,
I
just
don't
call
know
him
names.
yeah.
I don't know. I actually don't. Go to Justin and I'll come back with a porn star name.
Ollie, who's your favorite porn star?
I don't know names.
Jeff Stryker,
Who's Jeff Striker?
gay porn star. That I saw on The Word in the 80s.
I'm sure you did, Justin.
Yeah.
But
I
I
got a
don't think-
feeling that's Justin's. How the fuck you know him? Got his name on the
It's
tip
so
of your
dated,
tongue.
man. It's like
Yeah.
from 30 years ago.
Who do I like? Who do I like?
Have you done Blacked?
No, I haven't.
Would you do black?
That rapper could have done it.
Huh?
That rapper could have done it with
No,
you.
the only thing with them is though, I think that they like girls
What do you mean
with
by them?
tattoos.
They like what?
The company, they
They
like
like what?
girls without tattoos.
Without
They had like
tattoos.
yes. They so
Yeah, it's
I have a friend who recommends girls to them, and I don't think I'm right for them. They like girls with like quite clean, but not the tattoos and all that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know
Oh,
what I
like
mean?
virginal looking, you mean?
The
Huh?
girl next door type.
Virginal, getting
Yeah, and
quite
I'm not the girl next door. I'm the
Yeah,
whore
yeah.
down the street.
Yeah.
Depends where you live, I suppose.
Norwich.
Mhm.
Who's your favourite porn star, Justy P?
Oh God, I'm gonna date myself here.
But isn't that the point that now in this generation of abundance,
Mm.
like there aren't like big famous porn stars? It's
No,
loads of
listen.
people.
There are people that are making themselves famous. When I first started porn, it was, a much smaller group, and being picked by these companies like really meant something.
It's like
you know?
comedy, yeah. It's
And
like comedy.
now
They were
You
gatekeepers.
just got to make yourself viral when
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
wanted. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you make yourself viral, what you're sticking in yourself, and what you're doing, as long as you get known and seen. You know.
Yeah.
I actually don't want to say because all mine have got like massive bushes because they're not from like so long ago.
What's wrong with that?
So just name
Nothing wrong
somebody, man.
Christy Canyon.
I don't know who
know
that
that.
is.
She's like, well, she's
Well,
Big
you really-
canyons.
yeah.
I don't know.
I
She had a big canyon, man, between her chest. I mean,
Is there anything illegal about what you
hang
do?
on. Everyone else has got to say as well. You're not fucking leaving me hanging out to dry.
I'm moving on. It's funny. Is
No.
well, now we've established that Justy P's a pervert.
Yeah, that we
Who hasn't watched porn for about 15 years?
Yeah, it is legal to do sex
Yeah,
work.
is it? Yeah,
Yes.
how does that? Is that
So-
I thought it was illegal to be a prostitute.
No. So basically, as long as you are trading your time for money, it's all above board, and that's fine. However, it becomes illegal if there's more than one provider under the roof. It then becomes a brothel.
Of
and
course.
Profiting off that is illegal. So let's say you're having a threesome and you're being booked. That is rights to get in a lot of trouble because you're then classed as they don't. It's and it doesn't keep you safe.
Hang on. If you have two working ladies
Yes, under one
under
roof.
one roof,
The girls can be arrested. Yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
Can the guy get arrested?
probably
John,
so. Yeah.
soliciting, isn't it? No,
But,
girls
which is quite
solicit.
sad because that means they want the sex workers to be alone
Yes.
and not like together.
Aren't
safely.
brothels safer?
Huh?
Aren't brothels safer?
It depends really. When I worked in that strip club, they had beef with another one, and I can remember rushing and going down into the underground and shutting it over because they were smashing the place up.
Oh.
And you just don't know if somebody owns something. Sorry, if somebody owns something in that world, who do they know? Who have they pissed off? And I that's the only thing when it starts
But
to get
that
a bit.
sounds like more like you would have been collateral damage. That was a business thing. But like one-on-one.
It
Have
was
you ever been in a
criminals.
situation where you've been genuinely scared? Like, like when you're alone with a guy and he's been really
No,
creepy?
so I have a trick to that. So if they act crazy, you act crazier. I've never had a moment. Touch wood. I do checks. There's certain things that I do.
What are your checks?
I can't say because that's gonna then
Okay.
they're gonna watch
But
and
because it's
know.
all digital.
or
now,
you
that-
just say mate.
Hashtag mate. That's
Mate.
problematic. But like, so
Yeah.
because it's all digital now, do you
Yeah.
think because there'll be a digital trace? Is that safe? Obviously, like, you never
I
have
make a
street
trace.
walking, which is like,
I make a
that's obviously
trace.
the
But hang on.
dangerous.
Are
Yeah.
there things? So you said, has anything ever got a bit hairy, and then you had to use these skills? that
No,
Taken.
no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
not for me. I know other girls things have happened to, but I make myself quite hard to get to book me
Mm-hmm.
on purpose. And before you come to me, I know things about you. So I don't. Some girls don't do that. I'm very lucky that
so
I
you
have
go to
so many.
lawyer background. You're gonna do an Instagram check. You find out who
Even
their
better
wife
than that.
is.
And
I know if they've been
Facebook check.
bothering other girls. I
Yeah.
know if they've assaulted other girls. I know if they
Due diligence.
and I know if they. So, for instance, I might do a check on somebody, and can I just say, I don't know anyone's Instagram. I'm not looking to see if they've got a wife and kids. Never ever would I go down that route. It's not my thing. I'm not gonna.
You get a
use that.
CRB check.
Well, I do my own version, and
COVID test.
it's quite scary because sometimes the reports
STD.
I've had a look, and it might be a gun was involved, or somebody's been robbed, or somebody's been drugged and assaulted. So it does happen.
So do you think, because you're probably coming at a bit higher end and you're very attractive, there's some lower level sex workers that
I
if
think
they
all workers
they
have
can't be
them
as
too.
picky?
Yes,
So you
100%.
can deserve to go if you don't.
Yeah,
meet
and
this
that's where the
criteria.
privilege comes in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's awful because
So
you know
is there sort of like, because you got bucket comedians who we don't rub shoulders
this
with.
bucket comedian mean like bottom of the barrel.
No, it means that he stands at the door begging with a bucket like a busker. He's not actually getting paid to be there.
Oh,
It'd be like if you sucked a bloke off and then got a cap out. And went,
Oh, okay.
governor. But so
Callback.
is there levels to it then,
Yeah.
where you sort of like you don't even mix
Live at the
shoulders with
Apollo.
these girls. Yeah.
no, but because anybody
TV
can turn nasty at any moment.
They can, but
So listen to
they-
this.
They will jump those hurdles. That you put
Absolutely.
out, but they
I
won't
had
for her.
I had a guy. He booked me through one of the best agencies in London. I'm no longer with an agency, by the way, if anyone tries. And he was
Get ready for Dr. Kittenbender to get in touch.
and he was an American businessman, and he has had the checks by the agents, whatever. Gorgeous hotel. I do a do and don't list before I start. It's a consent thing before, and I say to them, "We will get sexy in a minute, but let's just do a bit of business here. Is there anything you do or you don't like?" For instance, I have a client who really likes his nipples touched, so I know if you tell me that when you're about to climax, I'm going to go mad on that, right? But here's my don'ts. Don't be what's the word? Don't be aggressive with me. I'm not a sub.
Well,
right?
don't leave marks, basically.
Do not try to overpower. I am dominant. I'm not submissive. And then, or I'll say like, don't put your fingers inside me. And it's a nice way of saying, I'll have to shut my office, and people will be pissed off if you have a dodgy digit. And it happens.
Do you mean like a fingernail and everything?
Yeah,
Fingernail
yeah.
bite?
So I say things like that. So I have so we're on the same wavelength, and he's not gonna. He knows where he stands. I know where I stand, and it doesn't kill the buzz. And this guy.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah. Oh my God, I get afterwards. So when I'm doing it, it's really strange. I exit my body, and this is probably disassociation, and probably a great thing to talk about with a trauma therapist. But so when I leave and I'm done, I've got a high, and it's really strange to describe it. But I'll voice like my friend. I'll be like, "Oh, I just did this," and I'm buzzing afterwards, like it's like a fix, and it's very addictive.
Sorry. So when you do that and disassociation,
Yeah.
do you ever think that person having sex with that man
Yeah.
is that woman you saw in Jerry Springer sort of thing?
That's Jennifer Keelings.
Yes, exactly. So you've
And
got
Jennifer
an
Keelings
alter
saved the
ego.
day many times. Yes.
Yeah. Is that where you go in your head then?
Yes, that's
When
Jennifer
it's good
Keelings.
or bad or?
All the time.
All the
All of
time.
it. So I have my
Hang on. Jennifer's not your real name?
Jennifer is my real name, and Jennifer Keelings was my maiden name. I was actually born with that name, and I 19, 20 years ago very foolishly didn't think about how the internet would explode and you need to hide yourself and stuff. And I just used that name. So I'm now I've since been married to somebody, and I kept that name, and I'm getting married again in September, so I'll have an even different name. So I have a different name off set, and that person is very different.
So Keelings was your original name?
Yeah, that was.
Oh, but you have changed.
And you were
your name
Keelings
since.
when you watched that Jerry Springer?
Yes, I was.
Hold on a second.
Oh,
Ollie's.
God.
We've done an hour.
Is that what you guys wanted to say?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. I have a question.
That's
Yeah.
the first time Ollie's ever said that.
You're
With a woman in the room.
That's right.
He said it more than once. That's what he says at the all-you-can-eat buffet.
No, you get 90 minutes for that.
I have a few questions. You said you're engaged to get married in September. How
Yep.
does your partner feel about is that an issue? Is that not an issue? Like,
No, not at all. He's actually very supportive and waves me off when I'm going to my things that I'm doing and knows all about it and has checks and makes sure I've got what I need. And it's been really nice.
Did you meet him?
I met him at Marks and Spencer's.
So it wasn't via.
that's a good restaurant. That's a
he
good
met
shop
you.
at the supermarket.
He met
you,
me.
Not Jennifer Keelings. If you know
He
what I mean.
met Jennifer. And he met me. I had no eyelashes
Wait, hang
on,
on, hang
no
on.
makeup.
Jennifer is the real you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jennifer.
It's
And-
like you on stage and you now.
Mm.
They're a bit different.
And I looked like shit. I had on dirty trainers. It was 9:30 in the morning. I was getting my kids chocolate croissants to go and put them in a camp somewhere.
Nice.
And I met him in Marks and Spencer, and he met. I looked disgusting. And that's how we started talking then. So he's probably been the only person.
Did you
who
did
met
you tell
me
him
that way.
straight away, or was it kind of like, right, I've got to
Okay.
sit you down and tell you something about?
Was he a rapper?
He was not a rapper. No, he's a very normal builder.
He was pushing his dick around in a trolley.
So he actually asked me for my Instagram, and I went, maybe not. Have my number instead.
She put the
And-
groceries on the conveyor belt, and it was his dick. Big
But that's
black
the opposite.
face.
Most people would go, you can have my Instagram, not my number.
No
But
way.
The world's flipped, isn't it?
Absolutely. I was like, no, absolutely not. Because I didn't want to say, like...
You didn't wanna scare him
wanna
off.
Well, yeah. And I didn't want to, at the checkout, have to explain, okay, so this is what it actually, it is what it looks like. And I thought, this is not a conversation right now.
That was funny.
Did you sat down and just said,
Well, I did it in stages. I did it in stages, and I said about the porn first, and eventually within time I said that people also book me for private time afterwards.
If he asked you to give up porn,
Yeah.
give up your job, would
Yeah.
you do it?
No, because then who's going to pay for the
If
children?
he said, "Listen, you're my wife now. I pay
Yeah.
everything."
No, because my ex-husband did that, and I ended up homeless with my twins. And I learned a very hard way: you don't give up what you're good at, and you need to have something as a woman that you have. You need to have your own
Your
thing.
own power.
Absolutely.
okay, so if he said,
What if the Lord asked you to give it up?
Well, that would be different. He's got long hair.
Yes,
Cool.
because I believe the Lord will provide.
Yes, good.
So
That's
yes.
a good answer. I like that.
so if
Yeah.
he said, you got to give up one aspect, which is the one that you could maybe think about? Porn or companion?
What makes the most money?
Porn first.
Prostitution.
But don't you need the porn as your calling card?
Not
what are you
really.
saying? No,
No, because I know many escorts who are outrageously more successful than me, are charging way much more than me.
Why
Go-
are they
go-
successful? What makes it successful?
The marketing. There's
Well, how are they marketing?
so they
What
market
they do?
themselves as maybe as a courtesan who's highly educated.
What's a
who
courtesan?
skis. It's like somebody, a lady who sees the elite, the royals, and the aristocrats and stuff, and they're highly educated. And they know how to ski and speak different languages. And for instance, if
Like me.
somebody took
Like
me,
Ollie, they'd be Ollie's girlfriend.
But you know, blowjob in 7 languages. That's a
used
quarter.
to.
Lobidoshi.
So do you think that you're
Slobby-dobby.
quite down to earth? And like
Yeah.
you said, do you think that in a way I can't remember the word you said. Courtesan, was it?
courtesan.
Courtesan.
Yeah, no.
So
the
do you
thing
think
is,
you're
Like a
not
geisha.
because you're
No.
sort of nice?
no, because I don't look like I belong on the ski slopes. I look like I've been paid to be there.
This might
And
shock
that's-
you.
this is
I've
what they're
never
like.
been on a ski slope. I wouldn't have a fucking clue.
Well, this is the thing, right? So let's say you are somebody who is connected some way into the royal family, and you're going to an event and you need an escort. You're not going to have meet up. People are going to go,
It's the
she's
same
a fucking
black.
porn
You
star.
don't want tattoos and stuff. Is it?
Yeah, so they might look very natural, and they might. And
Kind
I
of
know,
boring.
I know some girls who are very Kate Middleton,
that
and they're
was-
fucking smashing
I
it.
don't think
That
it
was such a diplomatic answer.
I don't think it. I don't think that you're not this, but I guess
Yeah.
the word
No, you're not.
No,
fucking-
no. The word you'd say is classy looking. I don't think.
I don't think they're classy.
No,
I
I
think
don't
they're
either.
boring.
Is that
I
what
said
you kinda mean,
boring.
sort of
No,
thing?
we said
Yeah.
boring
That
is
means
what I mean.
classy, sort of-
Yeah, so like they might be very naturally beautiful, and they can pull off that they are there because they.
Taken to Ascot sort of thing.
Well, I actually got taken to the Royal Ascot. That was fucking fun, and I couldn't even use the name Jennifer Keelings. I had to pretend we used. So I won't say her name because she was a celebrity, but I got her badge instead.
Melinda Messenger.
And people were going, and I
We'll
was
do it for
walking
you.
past Queen Anne. Is it not Queen Anne? Princess Anne.
yeah.
You know, like all that lot. And people were going, and I was in this tight blue. And the thing is with Ascot, they have a dress code. You can't wear like you have to, everything has to be covered. And I was thinking, I got fucking nothing that covers everything. Even that is my tattoo that looks like a Volkswagen sign.
Yeah, what is that?
Okay, so this was meant to be a lotus flower to symbolise beautiful flower going out in muddy waters, except the person who did it was stoned in my house. And I get asked if it's a Volkswagen tattoo or if it's a gang symbol, depending who asks.
Illuminati.
Sometimes I say gang symbol just for a joke, and I say
me
it with
see
a
it.
straight face. And it's really bad because it doesn't even, it's not even equal on both sides. It's just a stamp, you know?
Who did
So-
that?
So, but I've got loads of these awful tattoos. I've got some rotten things, but for whatever, you know, who cares? We're all going to die one day. Doesn't
Are we?
really matter.
I'm not.
Ollie tomorrow.
Have you ever been so repelled
Yeah.
by a client that you couldn't go through with it? Does that mean someone that's so like, no?
So for me, smells. I'm actually really bad. I gag. I gag brushing my teeth, so I'm not a deep throater.
That's why you didn't
And
like the rapper.
What's that?
That's why you didn't like the rap.
Exactly. That was not going in my mouth. So I don't like smells. And quite often, this happens all the time. And it's nothing to do with how they look or anything. It's like I've had some guys, and I think, oh, businessman, see, he's going to be lovely and smell nice. And then he goes to go in the shower in the hotel room, and he's not in the shower. He's turned it on, and I can see through the crack. He's pretending to be in the shower. And I've gone, get in that fucking shower now and wash your balls. Men hate washing. Makes me so angry. And the thing is, they think a little bit of water. I can smell your asshole when I'm sucking your cock,
I
mate.
think that might be a power thing.
Do you know? I don't know. I think it's lazy, and
No,
they
can I say-
shower. It's like they've
Nah,
taken off
people
the
are
whole
nasty,
shower.
man.
I think that's someone
And
doing that on
washed.
purpose. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Nah,
men,
nah,
they all
men are
do it.
filthy.
Men smell. No, like
Men are
sorry,
filthy,
they
yeah.
turn up
Bend
and
us, we don't care.
they've got on the tube and they're like, "Oh, I showered this morning," and I literally say to them very bluntly, "I went, I don't care. I'm not sucking your cock. You might have farted in your pants on the way here, mate. Get in the
Definitely did.
shower."
Well,
And-
that's a low bar. He might have done that.
Well, this is the thing.
Nah, but
just
for
have a
real.
wash. It takes 2
Wash-
seconds
So
to
they
rinse.
pretend to rinse and they don't actually wash.
Yes, and the thing is, they're not even using soap.
Have
Like,
you ever-
wash your asshole.
Have you ever experienced that with someone that wasn't
I
paying?
agree with. I agree
Huh?
with you.
Have you ever experienced that with someone that wasn't paying? I think that's them doing a power
Without
thing.
them, what do you mean, like?
Like in your real life.
Do you know what? In my real life, I've not had that much sex for free.
No,
You're
but
basically a virgin.
I
in
honestly
real-
think that's a bloke that's like, I'm going to pay her and I'm going to stick.
No.
my dirty balls in her.
That's men.
That's
Men
very
don't wash
OCD.
themselves.
That's just lazy.
Listen, men don't wash themselves.
I
Men don't
fucking
even
do.
wash their hands. Men go.
Yeah,
I be.
thank you.
I be in the comedy club and men do some rank shits in there and just walk out and go straight back into the
Yeah,
audience.
but to be
and
fair,
I'm
they
like,
might
bruh,
not wipe their ass. They
wash
don't need
your
to wash their
fucking
ass.
hands.
No, they
man.
don't. And do you know what
Wash
they
your
don't do?
hands.
So I have everything
are
they
filthy,
need.
man.
I've got brand new toothbrush. Never, ever, ever in my entire life has anybody brushed their fucking teeth.
Are you-
And they want to snog you and kiss you and put their lips everywhere.
Are you doing
I
this?
like-
in
I like
a
that,
hotel, or
Jennifer,
where
that's
is this
great.
taken-
Hotel.
Hotel.
Yeah, absolutely. Always
But then
a
they
hotel.
jizz in your mouth.
Depends if that's a service that you do.
Is that a service that you do?
I'm not going to say what I do and don't
What
do.
else is on your do and don't list? Because you said
do you know what? On my do list, I don't care what you say to me. If some people really get turned on by the word whore doesn't bother me. You call me a whore. I don't. Me and my friends call each other whore as a term of endearment. Oh, you are a fucking whore. You know, like
You've
hoe, all that
associated
stuff.
the-
I don't care. I don't care. As long as it's not taboo or illegal, don't say weird shit to me. You know, I see some weird
What's weird?
shit. Okay, so I see some weird fucking shit. I see on webcam, and I was telling you some of this. So I have seen a guy before, and he has got onto his daughter's bed and started wanking next to her teddy bear.
No.
Okay, and I looked, and there was and I have children, so I could tell that the age of the coats on the door was the same age as mine, and he gets a kick out of this. All the girls talk to each other in Coming World, and they're like, "Have you seen that guy? We need to report him." Blah blah blah. And he does it. He wants you to be shocked. He gets a thrill out of it, you know. And another thing I was telling you about is there's this guy, and he's a religious man, and I won't say what religion it is, but he is actually, that's his job. He is a religious person. He goes on missions.
He's
and
a man of the cloth.
Okay, so he calls himself a certain name, and
Dalai Lama.
he
He
I
prays
can't
to
say
the
it
east.
because it has a racial term in it as well. And he goes around all the girls, and I actually had a text message pop up in my phone one time when I was doing normal life, and it says,
Is this on WhatsApp?
yeah, somebody WhatsApped me and was like, just wanked into the And what he does is he is turned on by wanking into a holy book, and he likes to put a plastic bag, and he's very nice. He doesn't say anything other than that. He's not, he's a normal looking person, and he puts a plastic bag over his head. He gets poppers on a piece of cotton wool, and he puts it inside. And the whole time I'm thinking, is he going to fucking die? What the fuck do I do? And he's trying to, his face goes red, and he wanks, and then he wants to wank into a holy book.
Mein Kampf.
It's not Mein Kampf.
Sinead O'Connor is dead.
What?
Oh my God.
Sinead O'Connor
You
is
can't
dead,
just
yeah.
announce
We
that on a
mentioned her
podcast.
today about him crying.
You can't just announce that on the pod midway
Leo just
through.
sent it in the group.
Well,
Sinead
that's
O'Connor.
breaking news. Sinead O'Connor
Every time you said you talk about this stuff, God appears.
Yeah.
And
has
she
unfortunately
ripped off a
died,
picture of the Pope.
not from wanking off into
Which is
the...
like,
Sinead O'Connor is
Don't
what's she
say
saying?
that. You said you wouldn't say what it was.
I didn't
What
say
did I
Can
that.
you
say?
beep that bit out,
You
please?
say it.
What did he
He
say?
said it. I said don't
He's
say what
fucking
which
spangle,
holy
isn't
book
he?
it
I
was.
can't tell him anything. I've learned that
Please
first hand.
beep that out. That what
I
it
will
was.
I don't know how to do that.
What's the opposite of
Because-
bolt?
Since I decided to follow the law career, I no longer answer his calls, because if he films me participating, it would
Ruin your...
it'd be awful. So, but this is the thing: people come to me and they have these things they want to do and they want to talk about, and as long as it is nothing illegal, I'm cool with it.
Can I just say that the guy in his daughter's bed is not technically illegal, but
It is
that to me is
just.
more of a
Oh, that's a
It
red
is-
flag, man.
man.
I
that's
tell
not
you,
illegal, but
Can I tell you something? I have to take a moment when I see things like it acts. The one thing I'm able to forget everything I've done in the day, and I do this and I do crazy shit, and images of somebody walking around with chaps with his fucking cock hanging out, right, and so whipping this person, and these things I forget about them, but those things really touch me, and they really, really, really make me upset.
yes, you should. Yes, I feel a bit upset, and I've just. But so there's two things there that are about certain people doing like what you would say sacrilegious things and wanting to be witnessed doing them. And like you say, is they just want to, how much can I get these women to watch me do without,
And these men,
without blowing a whistle?
and these men are people's husbands, boyfriends,
Fathers, man,
brothers,
that's his daughter's
fathers,
bed, that's fucked.
colleagues. They're everyday people. Let me tell you
Was
something.
it
Everybody
him?
thinks
It wasn't.
people who book me or come to spend time with me are dirty old men, and they are not. They're actually, some of them are so gorgeous. If I could be bothered, I would have dated them.
But this is the thing,
They're-
with the
it
modern
is
world-
all it's all the everyday man, I promise you.
You must see the worst of men, because with the
I
modern
do.
world with Tinder and we could all get like anyone
Oh.
could find something.
Is
I
there-
could tell you some Tinder
But I
stories
think-
as well.
Yeah, exactly. But now to
Are you
pay
on
for
Tinder?
it,
Huh?
Are you on Tinder?
No, because I'm getting married.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but I have been on it.
Jennifer might be though.
Yeah.
But no, but the thing is, because like now with the internet and everyone
Yeah.
can meet, like if you look like Ollie, you can meet someone, right? You can. But the thing is, you can.
just looked up to him.
but
Ollie, you're fit, mate. Don't listen to Justin. You're fit. Guy.
I know it.
He's
But I'm
just,
saying-
he hating on you.
I know it.
Just 'cause
Yeah,
you're
you're
fat.
hating on
just
Ollie,
picked up
man.
after an hour and 20.
Yeah.
But then the thing is, because like anyone can meet anyone on Tinder, you can go in and go, I like Pokemon. Like in the old days, if you like Pokemon, you'd never meet it. So now it's like the people that are paying for it.
Pokemon.
Like where I live, right? If a bloke liked Pokemon, he was just single forever, probably, right? But now you go on a forum, you meet women that like Pokemon.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
They don't like Pokemon.
I don't even know what it is. I said that, and you're all laughing at it. But
Like, so for
anyone
instance-
that pays for it now,
Yeah.
it must be they want that twisted, weird thing they can't ask for on Tinder. Is my point.
So basically, they bring us their fetishes that the everyday women would think is absolutely outrageous.
Like what?
You know.
The holy
What?
book.
Okay,
Well,
so let's
okay,
talk
that's a
about
good
let's
one.
talk about drinking men's jizz. So
Not me. It
Finally.
It wasn't me. It was drank his own jizz. I'm not having this anymore. You've been outed.
You know
He
he
works for
drank
Amex.
So can I tell you the story of the first
Real
time I
name.
saw a man drink someone else's jizz?
What is someone else's
A
jizz?
man drink.
I've never drunk
someone
anyone else's jizz.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Okay, so I was friends with this porn star on Babe Station, and she hadn't done porn, and she said to me, I'd quite like to get into porn. I know that you do it. How is it? I might just do girl. And I was like, cool, you should. Anyway, I didn't see her again for years. fast forward a few years, and I'm working for this agency, this escort agency, and they're like, you're going to go to this girl's house. I've not had that name for years. She's done loads of porn now. She's doing really well. So I go to this flat in London, and I knock on the door, and I can hear music blaring, and I hear the clip-clop of the heels come to the door. And she opens the door, and I'm like, hi, how are you? Oh my God, I've not seen you for ages. And the next 2 hours blew my mind. I walked in, and there was an elderly man attached to a chair dressed in a pig mask naked. And he was on webcam, and she was filming herself abusing him, doing things. He wanted that. And anyway, things moved forward, and I joined in, and he got up. And then this is the only time in my life I have seen squirting like this, and it was real. Now, I've seen some porn stars, they fake it, they put water in themselves, and they squirt it out and pretend that's a natural fountain. This woman, she squirted on him so much that he was falling on the floor and couldn't get up. And it was like a hose, right? And I was thinking, what the fuck, right? So anyway, we get up, and he then decides he wants to be spit roasted. So I've gotten a strap on, she's gotten a strap on, and I'm in the other end. So I've got his butt. So anyway, with people who are older, their poos smell different. It has a more
Words original sort of tinge.
Yeah, it just it's just got a different smell. And he accidentally had an accident on me, and as he gets off, I told you I gag at everything. So I was vomiting in my mouth, and I was walking around with this strap on with poo attached to it, and I was going, oh, and I couldn't. The smell was there everywhere I walked because I couldn't get it off me.
So anyway, jump out the window? I would have jumped out the window.
I wanted to. So anyway, I took it off, and then next thing you know, he's showing me this T-shirt, and it's saying I fucked with her name on it, and apparently he wore that on the tube all the way here. He liked outrageous things. So for the finale, I'm thinking, fucking hell, is it time to go home yet? And I sat down, and he's bollock naked, and he sits like this really nicely, classily with his glass of wine, and he's like, says her name. Could you bring what I want? And she goes into the bin and pulls, and obviously escorts have got used condoms in there from their clients, and some of them collect them, and they're asked to by clients, and she picks it up, comes in, puts them into his glass of wine, stirs it round, and he goes like this.
Wait, the condoms in there or just the jizz?
The jizz are in the condoms. They're all in there. All the condoms from however long she's... And this happens.
What wine was it?
It was a white wine. It was a dry white wine. And this happens. So we have clients.
I hate white wine.
And they ask us to freeze them in ice cubes. And they will suck the ice cubes and pay to do so.
Wait, hang on.
Do the previous clients consent to this?
Freeze?
No.
They
don't know. You need to take your condom home. You need to tie a knot in it and take it home. You don't know what your little swimmers are doing.
Hang on. They freeze the guy's jizz?
Yeah, in ice cubes. Jizz ice.
And give it to different clients?
Yes,
they
the
ask
clients.
For this?
Some of them want you to send frozen poo as well.
This guy look normal in real life?
So I'm saying
this guy look
washing their hands, man.
Yes. These are all people with important jobs.
You look at them and you think
these are people with important high jobs. These
work in a sperm bank.
No job's important.
Yeah.
This is insane.
You usually find people in high levels of power. They get kicks off in some other way.
But what's it degraded? Are they?
Just
they're
all
at the top of the pyramid. They want to be at the bottom, maybe.
Insane.
What is your few questions? What is your
jizz ice? Wow.
Yeah.
I like jizz ice.
How jizz ice?
Has the sex industry affected how you feel about like men in real life?
Absolutely.
What have you?
I'm disappointed.
We're disappointed.
In men?
Yeah.
Because they wash their balls.
Just like, you know.
We're feral. Men are feral.
It's really disappointed me because I know, I feel like I can look at someone and know what they like.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
This is what we want to know. Tell
around
us.
the room.
Don't look at Ollie. You'll see cream eggs and donuts.
That's right.
Around the room. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Do you like feet?
Nico likes feet. He looks like a feet guy.
Let's go. Justin.
No.
Say a few and then I'll say. I don't want to put you off the scent. Dick.
I don't like it anymore. I'm straight now. I mean, I've always been straight.
Straight from the freezer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, let's go. This is a fun game. Come on, let's go, Justin.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I reckon you're a lover. You like kissing and deep, heavy breathing.
That's right.
And
That's just my
you like
weight.
what?
That's just his asthma.
Give me a flight of stairs. I'm heavy breathing, bro.
I don't think you're into anything too crazy. I think you're quite a lot. So you get these clients and they don't want anything crazy. They want to be kissed and touched like it's a real relationship.
Do you think he respects women?
I don't think any man does, to be honest. I've always
What about the craze?
I've always said, and this is how I view
funny.
relationship. Every man is doing something you will not like and you class as cheating. You just have to find the arsehole you can put up with for the rest of your life.
You've mentioned something today
Yeah.
that was worth, like, you said about having your nipples touched.
Yeah.
If a woman, anyone
Yeah.
touched my nipples, I'd chin them. Like an instinct, I can't.
I
stand
hate it as
Or
well.
the bottom of my feet. I don't
Everyone
touch.
thinks they suck
bottom
on
of
my
your feet,
tits like
yeah.
like they're expecting
Nah.
milk, and I fucking hate
If
it.
anyone, I don't even like when my t-shirt rubs on my nipples.
No.
Can I ask you a question? How
Yeah.
much did you pay for your boobs?
Again, everyone else has got to do this. I said the porn star. What am I the fucking hung out to dry?
Stop it, Justin Bliss.
Yeah.
And his deviancy.
Yeah, how much?
Absolutely nothing.
What's he
Nothing.
into?
No, I did not pay for them.
Someone else paid for them.
My ex-husband, thank you very much.
The one that you took the hose from?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
She didn't take it. She earned it. What's
I
Nico
did
into?
earn it.
Yeah, what's Nico
No, we're going.
No, but what's Nico into?
We're going clockwise.
What's Nico into?
I'm getting my nipple stuck today. She earned that fucking house.
We're going.
What's Nico into?
We're going
I'm
clockwise.
afraid we're out of time. That's an hour and a half.
Yeah. I'm afraid.
Sorry.
I reckon you like your arse licked.
You son of a bitch! He does! Look at his face, he likes it! He does! He likes
Can I give you a tip for bottom licking?
What's
Don't
that?
do it.
it. tastes
Okay.
like batteries.
So
I don't know.
first of all, make sure that, guys, just before you do this,
Wash your
please,
butthole.
Please at least put
Wash
a
your
baby
butty.
wipe on your finger. I go in and go like this, okay?
Wash your body.
But
Oh,
actually,
that's a
Baby wipes smell sexy.
but with arse licking, I have some guys and they do this and think that you lick it like an ice cream, and you don't. You suck like this, as if you're,
A coloscopy.
and you lick that way. You suck the asshole, and you use your tongue at the same time you're listening.
That
to
is how I
this.
eat an ice cream.
Yeah.
So you,
And you do-
everything.
And also there's this thing called tromboning.
Wait,
So I ask
hang on,
people
and
if
that
they've ever
does
been
what?
tromboned.
That does what?
So this is
Is she right, Nico?
It's
I don't know what she's talking
tromboning.
about.
Is that what you like?
I've never seen that.
Okay. So,
Nico fucking loves it. Look at him. You can see he does.
so you don't,
She said I was into kissing. You like having your arse licked. I think you're normal and you're a fucking weirdo.
Oh, like, this woman is a fucking tarot card reader.
Fucking Darren Brown in the house.
Oh, wait a minute. She know my internet search history.
She says she does research.
yeah. Oh, shit.
So I have this thing which is
shit.
a code word with my clients, and they tell me they want a musical lesson, and it means tromboning. Now I don't do this with everybody because not everyone deserves a musical lesson. So what I do is, like I said, rather
Oh,
don't
trombone is
speak-
from the back.
Yeah.
Funny how Nico knows that one.
And you said from the back.
I read that. I
That's
read
where
about
she
that.
is.
I read about
So
that.
tromboning is your tongue's up their ass, and then you're wanking their cock off at the same time, like a trombone.
Darius, we should try this.
His arms ain't long enough.
I like that, Ollie.
He'd have to get the snooker rest round, Ollie.
Can you stop it? This is no. I'm straight.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Have you been trombone, Nico?
I have.
Yeah. I can.
I have been trombone.
But Jenny,
Have you tromboned?
Nah. I've never. I've harmonica'd
The thing is,
what's harmonica?
the vagina.
Darius's wife has probably told you what he's doing.
Yeah.
Actually, she hasn't, but I reckon you like your face slapped.
Slap? What?
Oh,
I
no.
don't know. I don't think I genuinely, I don't
She
think
just
I've
wants
had
to
that.
slap
But
you.
actually, a lot of people have slapped me. That might be a turn.
No shit.
Yeah, I've got a snappable face. Actually, In a way, that's a good like people. I've got a.
I think you like it if the woman is the dominator.
My fucking sex life so vanilla. I don't know about getting slapped in the face, but go to Ollie.
Okay.
Donuts.
Okay. I see you as a sex slave on your knees for somebody, like a sub.
No, I've never done that.
Not yet.
I like to.
So you've done it. It's what you want. She's reading you.
No, although lots of girls presume that I'm really dominant.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, loads of girls have asked for that to like, ask me to like really like dominant stuff, and I'm like, no.
What does dominant?
I like big women sitting on my face.
Ollie could do that.
I could do that.
Ollie could bang on that.
We'll never see you again. You can do it.
Nah, big women sitting on my face.
Like I said, Ollie can do that.
The big finale of your sex life, the final thing.
What about our? So we've got. If you're not, you can't see this, but he's off camera.
I reckon
we've got
bondage.
Hang on, we can get him on camera. There we go. Look at that.
So we've got Naeem here, who's on foolishly on work experience. He's now going to be outed as the degenerate that he is. So what kind of perversions does Naeem like?
I reckon he might
fake
like
taxi.
women.
I think he might like women.
He like
I mean, outside bet he might. You never know.
he likes lobbing semen from the halfway line. Anyway, that's
In PVC and knee-high boots and things. It's like shiny leather looking, and it's tight.
Latex
No,
stuff.
okay.
How old are you, Naeem?
I'm 27.
You're 27. Have you had sex yet, Naeem?
Yeah.
What's it like?
What? How many women?
How many women?
Yeah.
Don't answer that, Night.
Yeah, answer it.
I'll answer that.
8. How many?
8 and 16.
Between 8 and 6.
That's quite a spread.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's a
Hang on,
spread.
that's not legal.
Between 8
that
and 2,000.
age? Is that age or amount?
8 were consensual. I don't admit to all 16.
Between 8 and 16, he's like.
Well, back in the game, Jenny.
Yeah.
I heard little birdie tells me that you were taken on a very famous person's honeymoon.
Oh no, it wasn't. Do you mean Jamaica?
Fucking.
Don't know if you made her or not. I got a new question.
Name's forgotten.
I gotta shoot, guys. I gotta go to work.
Nico's got
But
now.
before we
Nico's fucking lust for getting his anus rimmed has been revealed.
Nah, that's not true.
Yes,
I was
it is.
just joking.
You're lying.
That was just for
You're lying.
comedic effect.
You're wearing a pink shirt because it's the same color as your anus.
Get a picture quickly. Hang on.
Nico wants to have sex with Jennifer Keelings.
All right, cool. Wait,
I
come,
can
you
tell.
gotta get it.
That
with
Ice
the free
Cube talk.
podcasting.
So if you're listening to this on the audio, Nico is now taking
cool.
a picture of Jenny before he goes to Top Secret to do a gig with a boner. And there he goes in the tightest blue shorts.
Nico's late.
Yeah, Nico's late, and
gotta go.
his shorts look good.
Nico, you got a boner.
Nico, it's tiny, but it's fine.
Mate, I'm a rapper.
I got a question.
10 inches.
Yes.
Have you ever done Findom?
No,
I
get
met a
asked this.
Findom and she makes so much money.
I would.
What is Findom?
It's
for those
financial
who
domination,
Tell
and
us-
basically you're telling. Bye, nice to meet you. And
tag everyone in the picture, Nico. Bye. Have a good show.
Good at limbo.
See you, man.
That's racist.
Cut it out then.
I'm gonna leave it.
I get asked a lot to do cash point meets, and that is where you meet them at the cash point and they get on their knees and you basically shout at them and tell them what piece of shit they are and make them give you the money. And the only thing is,
That's my ex-wife.
exactly, it's what you're supposed to do when they come home from work. But the thing is with this is, I want a deposit before you meet me. I want to trace to you, and I want to know what your name is, and I want an actual, financial.
How much is the deposit?
It depends what you're having. I have a certain amount, and if you book me for, say, a certain amount of time, I want a certain amount. And I don't make it super crazy because I don't want them to think I'm just taking deposits and I'm living on people's deposits.
Do you think
But
that
cash
puts some
point
guys
people won't-
off? That's not very anonymous.
I
is
don't
it?
really give a flying
No, you
fuck,
don't.
though.
Obviously,
And it does, but if they are really into it, they'll find a way around it. So
Find a way around what?
around the deposit issue. So
but that's what I was saying earlier about
Yeah.
where you sort of like you can be a bit more picky.
yeah,
Do you know that further a few rungs down the ladder? I don't mean to be disparaging, but there are girls that cannot afford.
absolutely.
And do you
And
know
I-
any of them? And do you feel sorry
Yep.
for them? Or
Absolutely. And it doesn't mean that you are cutting out dangerous people, because somebody who's given a deposit and is going to kill you, they're going to kill you anyway. They don't
Sure.
care.
But it's less likely, I guess, that there's
I
a
don't
digital
know.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I will say that when you work for some people, they don't take deposits, and you just have to trust that they've done the
Is there
right
an
checks.
excitement? Is there any excitement to that at all?
Yes, I don't know what it is.
What?
I
I
get
do.
quite excited. The thought of I don't know who's behind the door.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You
Yeah.
fucking pervert.
No, who's behind the screen? Oh, it's Ollie. It's fine.
That's right.
He's a big friendly.
What is the scariest situation you've ever been in?
Do you know what? Not
This?
nothing scary.
Free speech pod.
Yes.
Five
Nothing.
virgins in a
Do
room.
you know what? There's nothing scary
tell
that
you.
I've been in, but I've had moments where people have tried to out what's going on. So
Yeah, right.
I was working in a hotel, and it was not long after lockdown, and my friend said to him, and I said, I'm going to book 2 days there and I'm going to see a few clients. And she's like, oh, I'll come along. But my friend started drinking alcohol, and she wasn't doing any checks like I was. She was at some points just inviting 2 people at the same time and hoping someone would turn up. Now, the problem with that is you've got a very angry, horny man wanting his dick sucked, and he wants to know why he's been turned away.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, you're back. Welcome back, Ollie.
And is that
How much money do you make?
Well, that's
I-
a
Ollie?
very-
That's
I make
come
that-
on, that's
What's
a
wrong
bit
with-
beyond the pale.
no, I don't mind that.
That's a
so,
good question.
I make
It is a
it
good
completely
question.
fluctuates depending on what's going on. So I make enough that I do not rely on a single person, not even the government. And I have 3 children. They go to school in Chelsea, and I don't owe anything. And I don't look at. For me, I think this is successful. I don't look at my food shopping prices when I go shopping.
Same.
For me, that's,
Good job, mate.
But he is in his
The
overdraft.
national GDP.
yeah.
Can you?
My
all right.
expenses are high.
You can't
and
count that high.
I would have so much more money if I wasn't a mum. I would be on a yacht somewhere. But I am a mum, and my
Yeah.
food goes to it goes to their bellies. And
What?
there's sometimes I'm too tired. to
Can I
cook.
ask? I'm interested in so we do buckets shows, right?
Yeah.
Which is where
Let's
we
just explain what it is.
basically when we finish a show.
Yeah.
Better put me on the camera. When we finish a show,
Yeah.
we ask the audience to pay at the end, and we
A
use
donation.
a
That's what you
donation,
think it was
and
about.
we use
Oh.
like psychological tricks. So we'll say
Okay,
things like,
I like
the
those.
show's worth £15.
Yeah.
So you should have been donating 10 to make them think they got a
Yes,
bargain. Or
yes.
you might say the show's worth £8, but if you give us £12, then we're going to give you a membership card.
Yeah.
We do it top secret.
Yeah.
So how do you upsell your clients? Like if I'm coming in
Absolutely.
for a £300 service,
100%.
how do you get more from me?
So I give them I have what I call different experiences, okay? Now they're all the same. You're getting your dick sucked, right? But
That's
I
cool.
have what's called the girlfriend experience. I've
What
got
is
the
a
porn
girlfriend
star.
experience? So tell
The
us the
girlfriend
difference.
He shouts at you.
Yeah. She says, I'm not in the mood.
Pick your fucking pants up.
She says, you're a cunt, fuck off. and I hate your mother. So the girlfriend experience
Too
is
real.
it's more for the vanilla type of person, because some people just say I'm just vanilla, I just want
Like
vanilla
me?
type of stuff. Yeah.
Kisses.
So they're like they want lingerie, maybe a bit of a massage,
Netflix
maybe
and chill.
and these guys sometimes are quick finishers, so they want to spend their time doing other things like talking and a bit
Scrabble.
of champagne and stuff, and then or you can have a porn star experience. A porn star experience might be a porn fan, and they want to wear, they want me to wear a fantasy costume, a cheerleader, or I want me to dress up
fucking good
Office
shoes.
babe. Yeah, and they might do a scenario. So I have this. Oh my god, please let me talk about this. So I have this guy, and I still see him, and I've been seeing him for 8 years, and he likes to talk about getting his balls castrated. And he brought to me a script once. Now I'm fucking fabulous with scripts. That's my job. I can look at a script, memorize it, off we go. And the script was. It was basically a femme fatale, and a femme fatale, and I've got to pretend that I seduce men, and we actually don't have sex. He wanks and comes when I say I'm going to snap his balls off. So I have to say that I'm going to seduce him, and I'm going to take his manhood and the power from between his legs, and I've got to really talk about slicing his nuts, and that's the point he comes. Now, I actually got really excited, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Do you want me to cut all the nuts off my dildos and line them up against the wall? And he went, no, that's too weird. So
why the fuck would anybody be into that, man?
Loads of people are. They want
having the balls cut off.
Yeah.
No, I'm not judging you. I'm judging the man. Going,
Yeah.
There's nothing hot than the thought
No,
of
they
balls.
do.
I was friends with someone in Japan, and she did kind of sex work, and all she would do is kick guys in the balls.
Yes, I've done that too. Oh my God, I had a guy, he was completely clothed and so was I, and he booked me, and I had to punch him in the nuts, jump on him on the bed with my heels on, I had to kick him, and I was
like your school, Darius.
bruising
But how? See when this guy.
I never saw him again. I'm hoping he's okay.
But how does
He's
this
got
come
no kids.
about? Like when he calls you up, was it say, oh hi? But what's from the start to the end of the conversation? Like how?
Yeah, do they bring it up sheepishly or do they lay it out?
Oh no, they lay it out.
Yeah.
They send me an email or a text message.
And you prefer that?
I don't mind.
Can you tell the difference between like someone who's never seen like a sex worker before and like
someone who
Yes.
loses their virginity to a sex worker? Does that happen?
I've done that before.
What's that like?
Is it magical?
No, it's kind of underwhelming, but nice because, you know, I actually am quite nice about it. I will be like, right, so women like this and you touch them like this, and I give them tips so that when they go
Tell
away,
us
they
more.
have a bit.
Yeah,
So I say that men are visual creatures. They're turned on by what they see. So that's why they like, you know, outfits and porn and stuff. Yeah. Women are turned on mentally. It's what you tell them. And what
I've heard
you say
this.
to them.
Yeah,
And
maybe that's why women like me.
Have you ever read Sex at Dawn?
It might be.
Huh?
Have you ever read Sex at Dawn?
Have I ever read Sex
Justin,
at Dawn?
please,
Yeah.
this is the
No.
good stuff. We need to know.
Yeah, shut up, Justin. We need to know
So-
what we have to say.
Just because you got a girlfriend.
Women are turned on.
You're married!
mentally.
I know. But I still need to know what to say.
I'm sorry.
It's not funny.
It is. Listen,
I'm good at sex sometimes. Sometimes.
so women
So,
are turned on by what they
turned on
hear.
mentally. Yeah, you can turn them off by saying one thing.
Well, if you think about
you
it, men watch pornography. Women, biggest thing that ever is that culturally is that 50 Shades of Grey, which is a book which is mental, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all psychological.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's women's pornography. That
So you're saying it's not a problem that I don't look good looking?
That's a
Shut
problem.
up and let Jenny speak.
I honestly, I have fucked some absolute dogs.
All right,
and
easy
you know
now.
what? They
But back off a
not
little.
actual dogs, but and they won me with their words.
Thank you.
And I am massive on words. So there is a book called The 5 Love Languages, and it says that everybody's cup is filled a certain way, and there's 5 of them.
Some
And
people it's with jizz.
some people it's with jizz.
Ice cubes.
And there's words of affirmation, gifts, quality time, touch. And I can't remember what the last one is.
Useless.
Acts of service. So, and people will normally tell you what they want. So if your missus is, you never put the bins out, you never help me with the kids, it's acts of service. I say, mine says words of affirmation. Somebody could talk themselves into my pants, but they could equally give me a compliment, I could live off it for months. But if somebody says the wrong thing to me, I will never forget it for months, and you're dead to me. Do you understand? So, and everybody's got these things. And when you can tap into the other person, what the love language is, and women like words, but that's will go down favour. So women are mental. Do you know what I mean?
You know,
They're
That
not
was a
physical.
beautiful soliloquy.
You know they say you can laugh a woman into bed. I actually do
Yes.
think that's true, but she does carry on
Absolutely.
laughing when she's there.
Yeah. Well, no, you can still laugh. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I
When
do
he takes
think
his dick out, they laugh.
yeah, but basically, I do think it's true that since I got good at comedy, holds what you were going to say.
Future tense.
No, but it is astonishing that I think if you carry yourself with confidence,
Absolutely.
but then if you're not confident in the bedroom, which I am, but if someone wasn't, right? So you win them over with words. Now
Yeah.
let's talk actual sex tips.
You look like Spider-Man in
Was
Spider-Man.
that just you asking sex tips?
Wait,
Yeah.
he looks like
Yeah.
Spider-Man in Spider-Man
Well, listen,
2 when he
there's
goes
only-
back,
there's
when he
3
goes
people in this
rogue.
room. I'm not asking you, am I?
Okay, go on.
Well, maybe you
Give him
should.
wait, this is a good question. This is a good question. He's actually asked a good question.
Not.
So you need to make a woman feel like she matters. Again, it's mental. So you should be kissing. You should be kissing down the neck. You should be good down her. You should be doing these things and putting her first, making her feel like her orgasm is important. Otherwise,
That's a
if
myth.
you only had an orgasm, then did she fuck you or did you fuck her?
Wait, women can orgasm.
They
What?
can.
Is that? Are you being serious right now?
I fake orgasms. So
of course you do.
But this is an interesting question.
Any of your clients make you
exactly.
orgasm?
Do your clients actually want to make you orgasm? Is that a mission?
They do. They lick you for 2 seconds and they look up and they're wanting you to orgasm. And I have to, honestly, I make my legs shake and I go, oh, and I do all this. And I've even before, so my fiance.
Orgasm. Right now.
No.
Do it, yeah, like the film. What's the film? New York.
Harry Met Sally, yeah.
Harry Met
I'll
Sally.
have what
Do
she's
your
having.
best. Harry Met Sally. This is it, baby. This is it. This is your audition.
If it's easy,
Harry Met Sally,
fine.
Jenny.
If it's easy,
No.
you
Fake
make
it,
eye
I'll do it,
contact
I'll
with
do it,
me.
I'll do it.
You do it. I'll do it. Ollie, do your fake.
I'm nearly
orgasm.
50. That's it.
Do you know some of the ways that men orgasm? I have to ask them afterwards. I'm like, did you just come? Because I don't know if they did or not.
I've got a question. So the guys that do the weirdest shit, like I want you to talk about cut my balls off, do they seem to come harder than the vanilla guys?
No, but I will say I once saw somebody come for so long. They did is it not the Kama Sutra? What's that? Tantric stuff. Yeah. And I was actually working at an agency. It was my last client of the night. And I was thinking, yes, I'm going to leave because I didn't want to work there anymore. And this guy turned up and he's like, oh, I'm really into this. He was an older guy, very distinguished. I'm really into the tantric stuff. And my orgasms last a long time. And the whole time I was thinking, oh, great.
Are you buying that or do you think he was pretending? Or?
No, he knew what he was doing.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Is it a long time like he's having a piss or?
Huh?
Well, let me finish the story.
So he just was doing breath work and different positions and all that stuff, and he came for so long. Like,
but did he come for long?
But that's the thing. There's a difference between coming and orgasming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And
So he did both.
Well, how much jizz came out?
I don't really remember. I don't remember.
But a lot of jizz came out.
Did you make him jizz into a Pyrex?
Like,
yeah, but wait.
It was just like.
But this is this
so
is the difference we have. Like when you're saying he came for us.
Ejaculate.
We
yeah,
mean,
over
we say
and
come,
over and
yeah,
over
but we
and
mean
over
jizz
and
comes
over.
actually out.
I have once orgasmed without jizzing. Because it was like the fourth time. It was like the fourth time.
What was his name?
So I know that that's possible. You can a man can have an orgasm without.
I've
I don't think
orgasmed
so.
in my sleep
literally
without
did it.
being touched from my dreams.
You had a wet dream.
Yeah, so I've
female
woke up
equivalent,
and I've been coming in my sleep and nobody's touched me.
This is obviously
and it's a real
Patreon, isn't
orgasm.
it?
No, this is the main pod. This is it.
But in
What
the
we
past,
were.
people would say they'd had sex with a ghost, didn't they? People should say things like
Yeah, they have said that.
that. Do you think it was...
People are turned on mentally, so if they believe they have, they may have done. Who knows what the hell's going on?
That's true.
And you never know.
Men have been... I've never had one, but men have had wet dreams, so that's a mental thing.
Yeah.
I've had a wet dream.
What was his name?
I never have.
I was like fucking 13.
So what?
It was Father Forrester. That's weird.
It was who?
What? Anyway,
Catholic school.
Can I have one of these sweeties, please?
so these.
What have you done with these?
Wait, good. Okay. This podcast,
These are
as
okay.
ever, is presented to you by highpoint.care. Use the code 3SP. Jenny will have one right now. Jenny, take one.
Okay.
Tell us what they're like. So Jenny's having this is
just
live on air
deliciousness.
advert. Do it like do it like a blowjob. Sell it.
Why do they taste like that?
Is it making you orgasm?
Lovely, aren't they?
Are they lovely? That's ASMR. Do it in the mic.
You got to pay for that.
Actually, I've got boner. That's Patreon. Anyway, I'm not allowed that. Is that nice?
That's a horrible shot with your horrible hands.
It's not nice.
My horrible hand.
Yeah, look at that.
She's lying. Those
aren't pretty
they're
hands.
delicious.
Man.
And they're CBD gummies who are us.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
CBD?
Yeah,
Love it.
She's changed
Oh my
her mind. Now she should be. Now
That's
Jenny,
what it is. No, so I am a sweet addict. I've got sweet tattoos, right? All over me.
You have to?
I love sugar. So when
What's
I
your
ate
favourite
these-
chocolate?
I like
What's your
sweets
favourite
that rot
sweet?
your teeth.
What
like
are your
this.
favourite sweets?
I like
Haribo, Tang Fastics.
Tang Fastics,
That's so
anything.
Tangy
basic.
fantastic.
You fucking vanilla.
Anything, you have to
Vanilla?
really brush your teeth after. So when I picked this up, I was expecting this to be like sours because I've never tasted
Like a rapper's
that.
dick.
But these are CBD.
These are CBD.
No way.
These are CBD gummies.
Our sponsor. They're amazing, aren't they?
Highpoint.care.
I love that.
Have a few.
Have lots.
Actually,
These
don't
are
have too many.
Rohypnol.
Oh, I'm all up
Rohypnol
for anything
gummies. Have
CBD.
lots.
Have as many.
I couldn't work out. I was like, there's a taste to them. They're not sour. What's
Weed.
that?
They've got a taste of weed. Naeem, do you want a
Fucking
weed gummy?
Yeah, I love one.
Yeah, he wants
They're
one.
not weeds.
Love that.
There's no THC.
Yes, for the sweet.
Ollie?
They're CBD, they're relaxing.
Yeah.
No, doctor said no.
Why? Because of his diabetes.
You might lose a foot if you eat one of those.
That's brilliant because not
Tip
some
you
of the
over the
CBD
edge.
stuff is
Why
not good.
I told you I'd
These
cry
are
if you
really
carry
good.
on.
These are highpoint.care. Use the code 3SP, 10% off all your orders. We get 20, and then we buy drugs with it.
That's really good because normally
Street
CBD stuff
drugs.
is not very
Yeah.
nice.
You can have as many as you want. We'll give you some to go home with.
Thank you.
That's a big jar. So where were we before we got cut off by this?
We were talking about sex tips.
Yes.
Yeah, sex
Ollie,
tips. Man, give
can you
us some...
tell Ollie how to have sex, please?
Wait, okay, hold on. It's now 8 o'clock. We can record. So look, so we end this one, take a little break, and then come back for a Patreon because we've done quite a long time.
This is you can't put this out as an episode. This is a 2-hour episode.
Yeah, why not?
Really?
Yeah, no, we can put it out.
Are people going to sit through this?
People
You've
love
even
it.
got ice creams on your socks,
Absolutely,
bruv.
they will.
I've
love
got
it.
these were a gift actually. They're lovely.
They love it. I don't think we could do. Or we could do a
Mr. Whippy bought
Or
them,
we
thank
could go
you.
Joe Rogan and do a 3-hour podcast. I mean, it's up to you, Jenny. Have you got places to be?
I'm just going for a wine afterwards.
Thank you. Thanks, Justin. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks,
you feel really
Ollie.
chill.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.